I think we should be live. There is like a 15-second delay. I'm pretty sure that you know that from YouTube. It's like a 15-second
Yeah,
chat
yeah.
delay. But yeah,
Oh,
I like
all
your
good.
background. I always thought your background was pretty cool. Like
No,
big.
thanks, man.
What do you think about Supergirl? I know that's a trendy topic. You got the Superman logo in the back.
L- like Supergirl, man.
Did you watch it or no?
I have I sailed the high seas on that one,
Okay.
and I still have yet to watch the rest because I couldn't take it. I just feel like there's no heroism in that movie.
I
Um,
thought it was not as bad as people online are saying it is. Again, I thought the
yeah.
maybe the story writing was kind of weird and stuff like that, but it's just it's like one of those like
I
dumb movies that you watch for action, if you will.
yeah. It's just I feel like it was a mix of a really crappy Zack Snyder movie
Yeah,
and just something that like they just threw together because they couldn't think. Like that movie is just I don't know. A it's a
so
crap show to me.
you did watch it, yes?
Yeah,
Okay, so
most
that
most of it. Not I haven't finished it because it hurt my brain. But
well,
yeah.
yeah, it's an interesting movie. Okay, so some housekeeping stuff.
Sure.
First, when you popped in our chat, you had an interview where you said some frankly offensive things that my chat will be different from other people's
Oh
chats,
yeah.
didn't really appreciate. I'd like to give you the opportunity to talk about that. That was the statements about Disney being, gay, and I took it as like it meant something like bad, right?
So yeah, like I meant it in a bad way. Like we were on a show, Echo Base Network. They're a Star Wars channel, and when like luckily like here's what's great about the chat. They keep you honest.
Mm-hmm.
They keep you they correct you or call you out, which is great. So the only part that I really misspoke was I did carry Disney products,
Okay,
just
you
not
did.
Disney Star Wars. Like Disney Star Wars, like the sequel trilogy, especially after 2017, those sets just never sell. If it's attached to, 7, 8, and 9, those movies, it just won't. It just stays on the shelf forever. And I know you have a store, like a Pokemon store with the
Most
collectibles.
Yeah, we call it Pokemon now, but and honestly, it was Magic the Gathering. We just had to
All
carry
right, yeah.
Pokemon as part of the distribution.
I'm more of a Yu-Gi-Oh guy.
Oh,
But
we
yeah,
carried Yu-Gi-Oh too, but like I tried to
heck
get
yeah.
as little as that possible.
Oh yeah, it's not collectible
No,
at
it's
all.
not collect. It's not like Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah, the price
It's great
doesn't.
for me because everything's gonna be cheaper. But
Everything gets
yeah,
reprinted, as you know. Like
yeah, yeah.
what was it? I remember like tour guide of the underworld, right? That was like 100,
Oh,
200, $300 card. Then got reprinted as a common eventually.
yeah, yeah.
And I was like,
Like, and
oh
then it just
yeah.
dropped, and then it got reprinted as every single rarity there
And
you could
I
find.
remember
Yeah,
thinking like, wait, they reprinted it as like no, they reprinted it as a common, and they reprinted it in like a box set so everyone could get it.
yeah,
I was like, yeah, we need to carry as little of this product as we can.
yeah. Like every card shop I go to, they're like that specializes in Yu-Gi-Oh. They are very particular of how they carry their stuff because if they keep getting the new stuff, it just won't
Yeah,
move, or they have to drop the price
the
under the
discount. Yeah,
profitability range. Yeah.
the discount
Um.
over the distribution price. Yeah, so
Yeah. Like so
you didn't
sorry, you carried
oh, go ahead.
Lego, and like from what I heard, you carried Lego, and I'm guessing you might have run into the same problem that certain sets, especially connected to Disney, that are Star Wars 7, 8, and 9, they don't really move.
So
I don't know if you've encountered that.
I only carried mystery minifigs.
Okay, yeah.
So we had sets come in, but it's not as like um not as frequent. The majority of what we carried was these like
Mhm.
Disney mystery minifigs, and I like in my experience, they always sold. Like
Yeah.
um,
The Series Fig sells like crazy. Yeah, Series Figs are great.
we carried like Batman mystery minifigs, like Lego
Yeah,
movies, like that type of stuff. But we really didn't carry much Star Wars. We carried Harry Potter, also
yeah, yeah, yeah,
controversial, if you will. But um,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, we carried a lot of that type of stuff, and it was but we had some Star Wars, just not like a ton of it, right? Like, and they were
Yeah, yeah,
it always sold. So you're talking about like Ray and Rose and that
yeah,
crew
yeah,
cast, right? You didn't like.
yeah. That's just really garbage movies. Had nothing, no connection to what came previous, other than effects.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
okay, so you didn't mean it, and you kind of just meant it in like a current like terminology way, right? Just kind of I understood. Like I grew
Yeah,
up
like
using it.
Halo 2, Halo
Yeah.
2, Modern Warfare 2, that kind of way. Nothing like I've said, I don't care what you do with your private parts in your own time. If you're a cool person, you're a cool person, no matter who you tend
Oh,
to be romantically involved, you know. But
shout out to Echo Base Network. That's where I first saw you. They're in chat.
yeah.
They're in chat right now. Yeah, and they're like, "Oh mercy, don't speak their name." So I guess that's something like Star Wars fans like no. So I'm not like that into Star Wars, right? So I'm not like
Oh, nobody is anymore.
okay. But I know Echo Base Network is like he's a Star Wars channel, right? So like,
Yeah, but they're branching out. They're growing. They're
yeah,
doing
no,
solid work.
absolutely. Like, shout out to them. They make great videos, and you've been really part of the growth too.
Yeah. And Les, congratulations on 50,000 subscribers, man.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it is my birthday today, so it's kind of a nice present
Oh,
to
happy
have. Yeah,
birthday.
thank you. It was a nice
Funny
present.
enough, when I was in the chat, that was my birthday.
Well, I felt. Again, it's much harder to like figure out like what you're saying in chat. If that makes sense. Like than
Yeah.
like in person, right? But I don't think there was any ill will like in that terminology usage. It's just like what we
Oh,
kind of grew up
of course not.
with as kids. Okay, let's
Yeah.
get with the interview now. Did you start as a manager and buy a location you already worked at?
No, I did not. So I was at the time when I discovered bricks and minifigs. I actually was just a customer. I would buy
Oh, you're a
bags of
customer.
bulk. Yeah, and I was doing power wash and cleaning and like roof work, and I was trying to buy that company, and it didn't work out. I was looking for opportunities, and then I went back to bricks and minifigs. And I'm like, this isn't a nice mall. This store looks terrible. I want to know how it's surviving here. And it was a corporate location. It used to be a franchise location, and it was corporate at the time. And so then one of the employees said it's up for sale, and so then I contacted corporate, and that's how I got started bricks and minifigs. But yeah, I was never a manager before. I
Okay.
was a manager in like GNC, and then I moved up. I was never a manager at bricks and minifigs.
Okay. Who showed you the franchise? The prior owner or corporate? Have you met? You've met Josh Johnson. I heard the Waka
Oh
Waka
yeah,
thing.
I've
Yeah.
met that guy. Oh yeah.
Was he the one like selling you? Like, who did you believe was selling the franchise, or who owned it?
Like who I was selling to, or when I
Oh
bought it?
no. Who you were sorry buying it from?
Oh, so from Matt and Ammon.
Oh, so
Uh, at the
directly.
at the time, yeah, at the time, we had less. The like bricks and minifigs had less than 50 stores, and I think the Wesley Chapel, Florida location that I bought was like the first of 20 or 25 or something like that.
Oh wow.
And Josh and Brandon were, from what I knew, like they were not involved yet. I think they came in around 2023.
Okay, so what was your initial invest? How much, if you can say, how much did you invest in the store?
Well, it's like different periods, but pretty much like I made a deal with them that I would start paying the like a monthly fee because they at first I recommended that I told them that I wanted to bring on an investor, and then I was gonna go for an SBA loan if that couldn't work out. But essentially, like we brought it down, and the initial negotiation was from 120,000, but I negotiated down by it for less than that because they only had like $30,000 in inventory, and when they were selling me the store.
So they basically financed it themselves, the corporate.
Yeah, so yeah, like it was a pretty beat up store. So
So did they like charge you interest, or how did that work? Like, what was the
so
actual calculation?
they didn't charge me interest because the problem was when it was time for me to start paying, they never accepted my payments. So like 6 months in, like I called them, I'm like, hey, I haven't received a bill or anything other than royalties. So let me know if you guys want to add it to the royalties. I'm cool with that. I talked to their accountant multiple times and even corporate, and just they never sent me a bill.
And why do you
So
think
it was
why?
weird.
Yeah, why do you think that happened? Do you have any idea
I
why they would do
have
that?
I have theories. Um, One is incompetence. Like That's the first theory. The second one is that if it's for nefarious reasons, they eventually were probably planning on kicking me out for some reason or another and use it in the termination agreement. So I don't understand regardless because I was doing really good, doing very well. And so I don't get why they never accepted the payments or like I got one call. I think it was from Matt McNeff, like, hey, like I think it was towards the end when I called them first. It's like, hey, you never send payments. I'm like, your accountants never send me a bill, and I was always the one that called to to get a bill from you guys. Like, do you want me to pay all of it at once? Do you want me to pay monthly? What do you guys want? Because I'll send it to you. But they never send me a bill.
So after when you were talking to Matt about that, what did Matt say then? Like you said, "Oh, I'll pay you all at once."
Oh, oh, okay. And then that was kind of it. And then it's like I'll go like touch base with the so they used to work for like they used to have the accounting guys. The accounting guys company was their accountants. And then I believe they moved on. They just hired their own accountant at corporate. And she was I forgot her name, but she was the one I talked to to be like, "Hey, I just want to make sure that everything's cool because you guys still haven't sent me a bill and I'm willing to pay and just let me know." She was
So
like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, and that's it."
how was Discovery Day? Did it prepare you to own a store? What type of training, if any, did they give you?
So Discovery Day is like a 5 day. Well, there's Discovery Days and then you have like another week long training. So Discovery Day, you get to tour a store, you get to see kind of the layout at the Orem location, which is Matt and Ammon's first location that they bought into. And so it is a corporate location. You get to talk to the employees, the manager, and then you actually put a presentation for them,
Oh wow.
like
Okay.
of who you are and why you want to be a part of this. And then they look over finances. Then you sign an NDA if they want you to be a part of it. And then later on, they'll send you a franchise agreement. When I believe it's when you either when you sign the franchise agreement or when you go over there to receive the full training. That's when it like really sets it up. But I flew out twice to Utah, and
And it
Discovery
was
Days was like 3 days, and the other time it was like a week.
it was Amin McNabb, Matt McNabb. It's all these Josh Johnson.
Josh Johnson wasn't there.
Oh, they were later.
Yeah, so they weren't part of corporate when I got in at all. Like I don't think they even owned the Eugene location at that time. But I don't know. I haven't seen their franchise agreement or when they came on or anything like that.
So who was doing the training? It was Amin and Matt, or they had
So
other
the
people come
like
in.
there was a guy there, and Ammon and Matt was doing the training. Now, the guy there, he's a really nice guy. I don't know if I could say his name, but I believe he's now a manager at a different Oregon location.
Oh, okay.
He's no longer part of corporate, but he left like a year or so ago, or maybe 2 years ago. He was no longer part of corporate, and he was the guy that was mainly giving the training.
So in your week of training, what did they like? Was it useful information? Was it like business information, general information?
It wasn't too useful. It was like this is how you can connect with everybody. Like this is they didn't give us like marketing plans or anything like that. They just said you should do some marketing. You should do this. And it's like, all right, but where's the layout? And they laid out some things that's like this is the POS system and how you can, make your orders and it's very basic stuff that you would do for like an employee. But for me, like as a business owner, I was like, this I'm not really receiving much. And I told them that. I'm like, am I missing something here? Because as an owner, for like be part of the community, other than you guys giving me tips, like reach out to your local police department, your fire department, stuff like that. Be a part of the community. Go to reach out to schools. It was like, well, there's no plan here. There's no layout. So it didn't feel like much of an ownership training.
So I'm going to try to
Yeah.
limit the questions we get from chat, just because we already have like kind of a
Oh,
layout. But
that's fine.
this is a question. Can you expand on they wouldn't take my payments? Do you have proof of speaking with them via email, begging them to take payments, or is there any proof that they wouldn't take payments?
Yeah, so there's phone call recordings. Anytime you talk to about finances to somebody in corporate, usually it's recorded. And there are emails, but unfortunately, they have all the evidence
Right.
that I've
Okay.
asked for
Got it.
multiple times, and it is something that I talked to uh in my first phone call with Reckless Ben.
Hmm.
They got all the evidence, and I asked them multiple times when I got my termination letter to send me all the transcripts because they accidentally sent it to, or they either sent it to, or like somehow allowed the manager that Josh and Brandon hired to see it. He called me in the office one day and he was like, practically gave me a hug. He's like, I'm sorry for everything you went through because I'm reading these phone calls and they're brutal, man. I'm like, it's all good. Super nice guy. His name is Carl. But yeah, like there is full evidence on all this stuff. And unfortunately, I communicated with the email of the Bricks and Minifigs email, and it's all there. But as soon as they take over a location, they also take over your email.
Right. So I think
Yeah.
this is kind of important to know. You have to use their official email once they
Hmm.
take you
Yeah.
over, and they suddenly take you over. They take over your email address. They take over,
Yeah.
which you've been communicating. You thought that email address was yours, right? At no point in
Hmm.
time are you thinking, "Oh, I'm going to get kicked out." Right? It's kind of a
Yeah.
surprise event. So it seems like they have the evidence, and the only way to get the evidence is if you sue them and then go to discovery, which is, as you found, very expensive, right, to do.
Yeah.
So it's kind of structured in a way where any evidence they control, right? The phone calls, for
Hmm.
instance, you were not recording the phone calls; they were recording the phone calls.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. They have all the evidence, but can you really get it? That's a
Yeah.
different question.
Like last week, or no, 2, 3 weeks ago, Matt called me,
Mhm.
and I was so freaking pissed that I even saw his name on my phone, that I didn't record it. He recorded it, at least most of it.
Yes, I'm sure
And
he has.
yeah, and like he called to be like, if you get yourself involved, it's not gonna be good for you. And I was
So
about to blow my top
he
off, dude. I
called
was
to
freaking pissed.
he called to threaten you a
Yeah,
week or two ago.
yeah, or it's June 1st. Oh, it's now July 1st. So yeah, June 1st, a month ago,
A month
is
ago,
when he called. Yeah,
A-
when he called me.
and he hasn't kind of come back or said anything.
No, cause I think I'm like too like I'm small fish for him.
Hmm.
Like there'd be no point in suing me. I told him like, like the only thing you could sue me for is the lint in my belly button. That's kind of it. You took everything already. So what do you want? And like I'll give him this. He sounded genuine, but I told him like, even though you're apologizing for, and apparently he didn't know what they did to me. I'm like, but
Hmm.
you're the owner and COO. That makes you incompetent. But he sounded genuine, but I can't get myself to believe him because
Hmm.
of everything I went through. I'm like, I don't know if your apology is sincere, but I can't believe you because of what you guys did to me. That's that's it.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
financial disclosure document year did you receive, and did you get it the required 14 years before you signed and paid? 14
Wh-
days. Um, did you receive any financial disclosure documents before you signed the franchise
Uh,
agreement?
did, and it was like for the past 3 years of that location. I got it, I think the same day that I got the franchise agreement.
Okay. Did corporate or Johnston describe the business as legal authorized or implied the legal back the franchise? So, what was your understanding at the time when you signed?
So, from my understanding at the time that I signed was that they had a contract with Lego or a relationship, and that they were authorized. And so we did have a training of like, hey, like we're trying to work with Lego and hopefully in the future become like get directly products from Lego. So when you post on social media or your storefront, it has to look like we're promoting Lego and Lego is not promoting us.
Right.
And they gave us like a situation of this one store who did had like, I don't think it was from Bricker Builds. I think it was from some other like their friend or something that had life size Mario and Luigi, and then they put like Mario products and took a picture, put it on Instagram as like a promotional thing. And Nintendo got pissed, called Lego and being like, is there products that you guys are making off of our property and we're not getting money from?
Yeah, correct.
And you
Nintendo.
know Nintendo. If
I know
anybody knows
Nintendo.
Nintendo,
Yeah, I know Nintendo.
penny
Yeah,
pinchers, brother. Yeah.
yeah.
So then they called Lego, and then Lego called Bricks and Minifigs. Like, you got to take down that post and whatnot.
Oh, that
And so
made them
it
look bad, and yeah.
at the very least there was some sort of relationship there. And from my understanding at the time was that they did have some sort of contract with Lego.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did the seller or Johnson make any earning claims? So in the financial disclosure documents, item 19, it
Mhm.
basically, but were you like promised like this is going to make X amount of dollars, or if you do this, you'll make Y amount of dollars?
Um, no, it's like there was no promise of like how much money you were gonna make. There was more of like, if you follow our rules, be part of a community, like there's no way you won't have any success. Like, you'll have success. Like, your store should make this much amount, or should surpass this, or your grand opening should be like this. It was very much language like, we're not guaranteeing nothing.
Okay, and you knew
Um,
that from
yeah,
the get go. Okay, how much
yeah.
what's the dollar value of the inventory you carried? So you mentioned $30,000 in the beginning. Was that the
So
inventory amount?
so that's when I bought
Yes.
the location. It only had and 30,000 to me, it's like fake money, because they would inflate all their prices. So if a product costs $50 retail, they'll put it at like 55 or 60. And
Mm.
like the second week, as soon as I saw that like we didn't have trust in the community, I changed all the prices to fair retail value. I even did like if how what's it called, price matching and $1 off. Like, if our product didn't match the same prices, I would price match and take off $1. So I changed that immediately, so it was less. It was like maybe 25,000 dollars of product, and
So
not all of it was actual Lego product. It was kind of nuts.
was there also staff? Did you keep the staff, or what happened to the
I
staff?
got to keep the staff. Yeah. So I had a manager. We did fire like one girl in like the first week, which, like, she was she was not a good employee at all. And then in a matter of a month, either like I did a program with the government to have like autistic kids come in and work there, or I would send them sets and they could work from home, and then we would just communicate. But the so then we had like some people leave, and then the manager there, he left, and then he went to work for a year somewhere else. From what I could, or maybe vacation for a year, I don't know. But then I recommended him to work at a different location when he came back to Bricks and Minifigs. Not that he applied for our location, just that he wanted
Sure.
to go back in Bricks and Minifigs.
Well,
But yeah.
that's good to know about the autistic thing. That's really cool. They were building Lego
Yeah.
sets, or they were
Yeah,
or they
they
were.
were either building Lego sets, or I would like teach them the POS system and like interact with customers. So I'd just be there with them, and then sometimes we'd be like, all right, take these sets home, build them, and then we could put them on the shelf
Oh, that's
and
cool.
sell them for this much and
That's
stuff
cool.
like that. Like, I have to find the article, but I had a picture with one of them. He was a super nice guy. He was like very focused, and he was just a lovely human being. And we took pictures together and put it on their uh their website, and it was good stuff. It was cool.
What was a typical day? What was your customer base, and was it more serious collectors, families?
So in the beginning, our customer base was just kind of random, because there was no structure for the location, like who to attract.
Mhm.
I I noticed very quickly that like our location didn't attract much kids. Like, there was always kids in there, but it was mainly attracting collectors, and even some of the kids were very much collectors. Like, we'd have kids that like their grandpa or grandma would give them like $1,000 to spend, and be like, "Hey, I want the Black Pearl,
Mhm.
like new in box." I'm like, "That's a $1,500 set." They're like, "Yeah, here you go." I'm like, I look at the grandpa's like, "Yeah, it's his money." I'm like, "Well, all right, like, fantastic." And so then, and we also were close to conventions. We were in the Wesley Chapel area. It's like 10-20 minutes from most conventions, or 30 minutes at the Tampa Brick Convention. And so then you would get a lot of high-end trades because the things that they couldn't sell over there, you would just pick the ones that they're okay taking a loss in and being like, all right, hey, like, can you offer me something? I'm like, yeah, do you want 50% of its value, 60%? What are you looking for? We were always very transparent. Like, we're trying to make this profit range on this type of item or this. Like, I would tell everybody, don't bring architecture. I'll offer you, if you give me $100 architecture set, I'm giving you $1 because it does not sell here. You could take it somewhere else. Please don't bring it.
Sorry, what year did you open? That was a chat question.
So I got in November 2022,
2022.
and then I was had my termination letter on December 12th, 2024.
So about 2 years.
Roughly above two, yeah, a little bit over 2 years, yeah.
Um, what was what was the typical monthly revenue, if you can share that? If you cannot, then I understand.
I would say we averaged anywhere from between 30 to 50,000 in sales. In the beginning, it was around 27 to 35
Hmm.
because I had to like reinvent the vision of how the community saw bricks and minifigs because we were also the only bricks and minifigs in Florida at the time. One one opened up right before I came in, and then a hurricane wiped out their entire roof. So then they were shut down for a year. But then we became like the only spot in Florida for a minute.
Can you walk us
Yeah.
through the point of sale system, the benefits they may provide? Does this show like recent sale prices from other locations, recent buy prices for items customers brought in?
So we use Heartland. They use Heartland, and they recently changed to their own system. They still use Heartland, but they changed their own trading system around, I would say, February of last year. They started implementing in stores where all stores have like I think it's BS. They only give you 30 to 35% of its value. And to me, I'm like, I'm gonna give you at least 60, depending on what it is. I need more than 25% profit, but like I'm not gonna go like under 60 because I feel like that's dishonest unless it's like something that I have to clean and fix up, like if labor's involved, right? With used sets. But the POS system, so Heartland, everything is it's a very basic system. There's no layaway on the system
Oh,
from what I
okay.
could tell. There's no area for consignment. I think you have to do all that manually or make a barcode and then like leave a note on it. But there's no section for consignment from what I understand on Heartland.
Have you ever done
Yeah.
consignment or layaway, or is
I
that
would
something?
never do that. First, I think layaway is like Crystal did it very nicely, but usually layaway is like, oh, if the customer doesn't pay after their first or two months or whatever, then you could just keep the money and be like, oh, your layaway is over, and or you charge interest or something like that. So I always thought it was very scummy. I know the last time I heard layaway was when Kmart was still alive.
Yeah, so
Um,
I've not heard
yeah,
about layaway I never had layaway or consignment in my business either. But the
yeah,
layaway in Oregon is even more strange. Under Oregon law, whatever
hmm
money you put in has to be refunded 100%.
yeah, yeah. So that's where I thought like it was weird that Crystal was practicing that, but then like she was following the rules. Like I I've been watching your streams even before the whole bricks and minifig stuff, and um like you're very fairly critical to Crystal, which I also appreciate because I've been critical. But here's also the other thing: she was trained by corporate as their manager, so you'd have to assume that the way she's keeping the books is how she was trained to keep by corporate, right?
Correct,
So that's
yes.
where I'm like, that's where I give her like the caveats, like, oh, but apparently everything that she was doing was okay with corporate because that's how they wanted the books.
Yeah, that's a
No.
good point to make. I just felt my criticism of Crystal, I think she has a good heart. I think she's a good person. Is like
Hmm.
you run a business. You ran exactly the type of business Crystal ran. I ran a
Yeah.
similar business. Um, it's an inventory business, right? It's a cash
Yeah.
flow positive business. It has to be. You got to move the inventory as fast as you can so you can buy the new sets, right? It's like
Hmm.
And Pokemon Magic, you buy the new sets because that's what people want. But to buy the
And
new
also
set,
the other new sets are coming,
yeah, and
so you
other
have to. Yeah.
there's a timeline. Just Lego has a timeline. I know July 1st is an important day for Lego. Um,
Hmm.
they have a timeline of release when they, like it's the same. Um, I felt that she didn't do the best job she could selling the collection. I felt that the
Hmm.
collection stayed on layaway, which again, as you mentioned, the point of sale system actually doesn't have a ability to do layaway, right?
From my understanding, yes.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
And then from the paper, that's why she was on the Excel spreadsheets, right? And that might
Hmm.
explain why the layaway isn't a one-to-one match with the point of sale system
Yeah.
because there's nowhere to put it. So you can make a giant Excel spreadsheet, but there's nowhere to upload it on the point of sale system.
And that was one of my. I asked like twice if we're ever gonna get rid of Heartland because there was no way I could connect it to make everything flow better. Like you'd have to manually do it every 3 days because you're getting with a buy sell trade, like like probably every day you're getting some trade in, right?
Yes, yeah.
And you have to separate it, you have to log it, you have to get the barcode, all of it. Um, especially if the product doesn't have a barcode, which there's a lot of collectible items from Lego that they only gave to Lego employees that has no barcode. So you got to create one or see if there was one created online or something like that. So like it was really hard to always keep track. And for me, I did inventory twice a month, my location. So and I heard like other stores like, oh, I only do inventory once a year or every 6 months. I'm like, how do you know if anybody's stealing from you? How do you know
Yes,
something left the place or what? Like,
we did inventory once a month, and the idea was to like, hey,
yeah,
like, what do we need more of? Does the inventory
yeah,
match your point of sale system? And it
mhm,
always doesn't match because, like you said, people do steal and things go
yeah,
missing
yeah.
and get misplaced. Are you at all surprised that like the size of the consignment that Crystal took? I think that was also like I mean, that's a large chunk, whatever it is, 100 or 200K.
So yeah, like I would never take on that kind of liability. Like that. Like for me, it's like it's really great for the location. It's really great for like promoting and marketing. If for me, it's like if you're gonna take on 200,000 or 100,000, whatever it
Yeah,
is,
whatever it is.
you gotta market it every day to get it out of your store as quickly as possible. Because like I have videos from Slack that were sent to me, um, still on my phone of like her specific location being broken into before all this, like people with masks breaking it down
Oh
and just
wow, okay.
stealing all this new unboxed stuff. And it's like, and she notified corporate like, hey, we like it's possible we should move locations because this location we have big windows, we have these issues. And so then even after that, it's like, well, good on her for taking the right procedure, like taking everything off the shelves and putting in safes or putting it somewhere where people can't steal it. But still, it's a like I personally would never take on a consignment, but a $200,000 a trade, like that's a big deal. And I would like I had friend like in Florida law, if you carry, you even if you're an employee, but you're defending your place of work, then it's
Mm-hmm.
considered your property,
Mm-hmm.
from what I understand. So we may or may not had some people that carried, at the store. So allegedly, we were protected. I don't know what kind of language I gotta use, but
I'm sure in Oregon, maybe the vibes, especially in Crystal, the vibes may be a little different down there, up
yeah,
there in
yeah.
Oregon, yeah, and then in Florida or Texas, right? Um,
And luckily, like my jujitsu gym was like right next door, so it's like, all right, like good luck. You got fighters over here. You got security in the police station just down the street. All right, like, have fun.
well, let me
Yeah.
go back to the Crystal store. Like, did you
Mm.
Sheldon? Do you know Sheldon?
Yeah, I did an interview with him.
Yeah,
He
yeah, you did.
interviewed
Yes,
me, and
duh,
yeah,
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 yes, you did an interview with him
yeah,
just like a day or two ago. Yeah, I was watching that. We were going to
yeah,
review that interview actually, but then you hopped on, so I was like, okay. Um,
yeah.
uh, so Sheldon mentioned there was a bag of minifigs. So Brian Menzel took the collection in around late 2023. Crystal, I
Mhm.
think, was gone like in I think 2025 or sometime like that. If
Yeah.
I'm
I think
correct.
he mentioned 2 bags.
2 bags. Yeah, 2 bags, right?
Hmm.
I don't know if it's like
Hmm.
a Ziploc bag or a garbage bag, but it was some type of bag. I thought
Yeah,
it was a
yeah,
garbage bag, but I'm being told that it could be a Ziploc bag or something like that, right?
yeah.
Um, like a giant one with all these minifigs. Did you find it kind of weird that like it wasn't inventoried? Like if that amount, and again, this is based on what Sheldon knows, and he might not know how much these are worth, right? He's not a Lego expert.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's saying it's $25,000 to $50,000 of minifigs in these 2 bags. If that comes to your store, like how long would it take for you to put it in the point of sale system, or would you do it, especially if it was consignment?
Oh man, I don't care if it took me a month. Like that's where the gold is, you know? Like
The
you could
minifigs,
have
yeah.
a you could have a $3,000 minifig in there. You could have multiple $500 minifigs or $300 minifigs, you know? So I would like, and it goes to both, you know, like if I was Brian, I'd be like, I want every every stud accounted for. I want the most bang for my buck. And then like I did find it weird that it wasn't inventoried, especially when it's not your own product. Like you want to make sure that you're doing right by your customer or your client because he's a client at this point. He's not just a customer. Um, yeah, like that's where the real money is,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. So you,
So
whatever you had to do, you would just be all hands on
yeah,
deck.
yeah.
We're going to figure out how to put these
Oh
minifigs.
yeah, dude. Like if you there are some bricks and minifigs out there that they do a really good job because they have an online store, and it's the most annoying job ever. But they'll like make a tiny barcode and wrap it around like the arm of the bricks and minifigs. They have to position it right. It takes forever, forever. But you know, you do what you got to do to make sure everything's accounted for.
Okay. Can you explain the what the inventory process was like? How long it would take? So, let's say it's 25, 50,000 minifigs. That's a large range. Let's take 25,000 minifigs comes to your store. $25,000 worth in 2 garbage bags. How long would it take for you or your store to have that up and running in the point of sale
Uh,
system?
well, well, have it up and running. I would say probably take a week.
Oh wow,
But
okay.
like that's all hands on deck, you
Yeah.
know. And at first, like if we don't have a number, it would take longer. Like if the customer came in and being like I have these bags of minifigs. I'm like, how much are you looking to get out of this? Like, what's the number? What's your information? And where did you cross reference? You know, did you use Bricklink? Did you use just eBay? Did you like how accurate do you think your collection is? We would discuss it, and then um, I wouldn't like if I had to count 25,000 minifigures. I wouldn't have them at the store. I would tell them either you come back or you stay here or you give me a spreadsheet of everything you have to make sure that you know we're not stealing from you.
Yes.
So like if I can't like sometimes I did go to the customer's like home or storage unit and I would count there because I'm like I'm not leaving this stuff here if I'm not buying it right away.
So is it
So
weird?
yeah.
So Crystal, the story is Crystal goes to Brian's house, looks at the Lego figures, gives an estimate of $200,000. Right? Is
Hmm.
that estimate kind of weird? Like CoffeeZilla says 107, but I don't think CoffeeZilla counted for the minifigs that no one knows much about. Like until recently, like
Yeah.
no one knows the actual value of, or even if they do exist. Right? It's just something that Sheldon said he saw in the store. Um, is that something that normally happens? Like you go to somebody's home and do you overestimate it? Do you underestimate it? Or like how can you get an accurate estimate? Or is that are you looking at spreadsheets? It just seems like Crystal went to his home one day, looked at everything, and just threw out a number, right?
Well, like Brian, from what I understand, Brian gave her like his own inventory list, like a
Hmm.
spreadsheet of everything he had and what he thought it was worth. And she said at first she took a glance and was like, "Yeah, it's looking like it checks out." I hope she actually went through every single one after that because that's the one I don't know. I don't know if she just looked at it and be like, "Yep, it's 200,000. Let's set it up. Let's do the consignment service." Cool. I don't know if she did like that, but it's common when it's a big collection because like Nobody's gonna bring an entire
Mm,
U-Haul over
depends.
without
Depends.
like
Depends on who you
it's
ask.
yeah, because it's gonna take a long time for you to put stuff in the truck, and then you don't even know if you're gonna get a good deal, and you're gonna bring it all the way at a store for them to lowball you, and then you gotta put it all back into their truck, being like, well, that was a whole waste of my day. So if they're comfortable, sometimes they'll just like, hey, can you come to the storage unit to my home and assess this? And yeah, like, and then it depends on them if they want to bring on security or whatever because they don't know you.
Are you
But
still dealing with Legos right now, or no? Are you just
am I still dealing? I still have
buying, selling,
connection.
trading?
I am not. I'm building with my kids. I got 3 kids, and
Oh, congrats!
yeah,
Yeah, I
like
I have a kid too. Yeah, and yeah, not
I
not
saw
not Lego age, but younger.
yeah, yeah, like this Spider-Man head right here is all made out of Lego
So
by Bricker Builds.
when
Yeah.
I closed my store in 2022, I had a bad partner. Like I could go in great
Mm,
detail, but it would
yeah.
probably bore everyone. Um, I never stopped like trading and dealing and wheeling.
Yeah.
I still went to
Yeah.
conventions, and it was a lot. Do you miss that? Like buying a Lego set
Oh,
for X,
dude,
selling it for Y.
I I miss it completely. It's
Yeah, it's a
awesome
lot of
because
fun. Yeah, it's a lot of
like
fun.
you also got to make people happy when you
Correct.
bought their
Yeah.
set, even if
Hmm.
it's less than its value because
Yeah.
you need to make a
Correct.
profit.
Yeah.
They're like happy going taking their money and be like, yeah, I made like usually they make something off of it, right? Because they usually only sell it after retirement.
Hmm.
But yeah, I miss it a ton, and the customers were the best part.
I think
You
the
know,
best part,
yeah.
like for me, is like you said, maybe the value isn't exactly what they wanted, or always going to want higher.
Mhm.
But the value is like every customer I buy something from has a use for that money already in their mind.
Yeah.
They're going to, save up for a home. They're going to pay off their car, pay off their student loans, build a business, right? Like every
Oh
person
yeah.
I've ever talked to has a reason that, like, hey, this is my collection. I'm selling it to you for X, Y, Z. And then you get to talk a little bit about,
Yeah.
whatever they're trying to do. Or medical reasons. That is a big one too. Medical
Yeah,
bills,
yeah.
dog bills, kids get sick, right? I think that's a really interesting thing about collections is that they are this asset that is easy to sell. Now,
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
are you going to get 100%? No. If you're going to get
Yeah.
90%, if you put in the work on eBay, if you want to put in the work, you can get a high percentage. If you want to be lazy, you're going to get a lower
Yeah.
percentage, right? And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's how it is, right? Did you feel BAM put the 1% marketing fee to good use? Did you have a voice in how it was spent? Was there a real franchisee advisory council, or was it just a name on paper?
It was more of a name on paper, and the like you can ask other owners, they'll be like, "Hey, how do we get people through the doors?" Like, you should post more on Instagram.
Okay.
I say, "Oh, thanks, you dirtbag."
Yeah.
Like how do we get them there? Give
So
me a whole plan. So like those who don't know how to get people into the store, they're gonna have a real tough time. But also, we didn't really have a say how they used the advertising fee,
But did you
and
actually
every
see it? Like, were they running TV ad? Like, was there actually any national like?
So there you could see Matt and Ammon be interviewed by some YouTubers, by news outlets,
Mhm.
especially in the beginning. I think towards the end they were just going to grand openings,
Mm.
you know, and they would partner up with YouTubers like Beyond the Brick, MSRS, and things like that. And I think eventually they had M&R Productions come on. I don't know if they paid him. I don't know if they had a partnership with him to go to openings or have a meetup or something like that. But you like you didn't really have a say. Like every time I asked them to explain to me, because I'm like, I don't see how that one advertising fee is helping my location.
Hmm.
Just can you just explain it to me? And they're like, oh yeah, it's like putting the brand name on the cups or the bags, and I'm like, that shit, like
Oh,
what? Yeah, so
so it's
it was
one
always very
percent
vague.
national and 3% you had to spend local. Was that just like on Facebook ads, Instagram ads?
It could be what you want, to be
Okay, so
honest. Like
there was
you just have
flexibility
to have
there.
an invoice. Yeah, there was flexibility. Like it could be Facebook, it could be a marketing company. If you partner with a marketing company, you do have to let them know, and they have to assess that marketing company to see if they it's like all good. So they have to approve the marketing company you partner with. But yeah, like Facebook ads, it could be whatever you want it to be. Instagram pushes and that kind of stuff.
What was your monthly overhead rent? We'll talk about rent probably more detail. Labor,
Yeah.
royalty fees, and what was your overall expense a month?
Oh, I think I dropped it down to 20,000
So at one
overall
point in
expense.
time, you were making, and that includes buying
Yep,
Legos from. Okay,
buying.
that
Yeah,
includes
yeah.
everything. That's the every. So at one
Hmm.
point, you were making 30,000 a month. If you were at the
Yeah.
50, okay, so that was pretty good. That's pretty
So
healthy.
so like we our best month we did 80,000
Hmm.
in sales. And we had a good run of averaging 45. But even with the when we moved to the second location where we made much less because like I don't know if you've seen the videos, I didn't have time to a whole marketing campaign of like we're going to a new location or anything like that. So a lot of people didn't even know that we moved. We just assumed we shut down or something. So we still would hit profitability. It just wasn't as high. Yeah,
Uh,
like yeah, 20,000 was I think the most some like well there was 25,000 in the beginning, but one good thing was like I was very particular on who I hired. And one thing that upped the expenses was Florida at the time they changed the law make your what's the minimum wage $15, which did screw over a lot of small businesses. So then you're gonna have less staff because I believe minimum wage was like 11 or 10 or 11 at the time, and then one day 15.
wow. Okay.
So yeah.
What percentage of would the store make on products purchased from Toy House?
Oh, dude, that was abysmal. It could be anywhere from 10. Most of the time, it was like 6 or 5%.
Wow, that
Which,
low. Okay, wow, from
yeah,
the
yeah,
distributor.
because they're and by the way, that can the owners live in Florida.
Yeah.
Um, I know this because apparently the owners came to my store, didn't say anything, and then was pissed that ours was like next to like retired sets. And so then I cut them off like the third week. I'm like, screw you guys. Like, you guys don't help us out at all. And like sometimes the boxes came damaged, but the which we have to put at a discount because collectors like very, very nice, perfect boxes.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like a bricks and minifigs would be like, oh, it's okay to price gouge. Like if it's $50, put it at
Oh,
60. If it's 100, put it at 110 or 115. So I'm like, that's ripping off customers. To me, that was 100% dishonest. And so we stopped doing that right away. I'm like, if we can get the community together, all our products will be coming from the community and going back to the community. So that's like no brainer. Let's do that.
so you didn't
And
you didn't rely on Toy House at all.
oh man, I got the store at least at one point over 300,000 in inventory just from the community. Did not buy like I think I bought twice from Toy House, and then when I saw the condition of the products they came in, when I saw that they didn't do anything, it was all crappy products and all the expensive products were like not going to get any profit because you have to calculate the marketing, the 3% marketing you have to do, the the
Yeah,
royalty, the all that stuff, and you're like, oh, I can't even make like 2% on this stuff.
yeah, you're already ten
Yeah,
percent down. The 6%, three
yeah.
percent,
So
one
you're
percent.
screwed.
Yeah, you're already 10%
Yeah.
down, and the margin is less than 10%. You have overhead rent. Like yeah, my distributor, we were always at like 60. He's gotten greedy recently.
That's
Now
nice.
he was at 65, 67. Like he's
Yeah,
as Pokemon has gone up,
yeah, yeah,
his
yeah.
prices have gone up, right? But
Yeah,
you
like
used
40% is a nice profit range, but
yeah,
yeah, like
40% is I think like what you did. You ever buy Legos at like Target or Walmart on clearance?
yeah.
Oh, so that
Oh
was
yeah,
better than
man.
Toy House.
100%, man. Because like there was incentives. Sometimes you could get 35% off at like Barnes and Noble
Right, right.
or even the Lego store at times because it was like July, they kind of put, I think it's either July or August, they put out the retirement list or the discounted list.
Hmm.
So those are the ones that are most likely going to retire. And then they stopped manufacturing those around September. And then if there's any left over, they get sent over here to the Orlando, um, the Disney location. I forget what it's called, but Disney Spring Lego store. So you could usually get like things that are no longer at other stores over there before the end of the year. And then you could just hold on to those. And immediately in January and February, like, the price goes up by like 30%. If it's a really sought after item, it could double. So yeah, like you would get better deals at even Walmart. Like Walmart, or not Toys R Us. Sorry, like Macy's has like a Toys R
Uh,
Us section.
Costco,
Yeah.
Costco.
Yeah. Costco is freaking a gold mine.
You buy in bulk, yeah. You can buy in bulk.
Yeah, people buy like an entire pallet
Yeah,
because it's like 40% off, and then Costco doesn't have it no more, and they just sell it online
yeah.
full price. So yeah.
Did you ever sell on Amazon or eBay or?
So no, because it's like having a second store.
It's like a second, and
Um,
then margins might be very tight because then they take another
yeah,
15%.
and I also utilize all the square footage. So I never anything. I thought if I was gonna sell anything online, I never want the inventory to cross, because if we sell it in store and then we sell something online and we don't have it in store, that's another
And
problem.
and that's why I'm
Yeah.
wondering. And the point of sale system doesn't seem like that good. So I had a, point of sale system that would
Mm.
actually, you could sell the card, and if you sold it, you scanned it, it would immediately take it offline.
Yeah.
From
So
the TCG,
like
it's a
yeah.
TCG player basically.
Heartland, yeah, you don't do that. So Bricks and Minifigs provides you with a website that you could customize and things like that, and they all look the same. You just have to type in the right location, and I know one that's like they open their location right next to a FedEx, so it's very easy for them to ship out stuff.
No, true,
Um,
true. Yes, also
yeah,
depends. Like we had, yeah, I remember it took like 15 minutes to drive there, but it was like the worst 15 minutes like
yeah,
every single day, right? Because you gotta ship them that
yeah.
same day. Did you ever offer any specific consignment services that the contract allowed? So I think the contract said you could like buy like food or some type of
So
event.
the first paragraph of at least my franchise agreement, it says franchisees can offer consignment services, and then it goes into events, parties, and
Yeah.
stuff. And then the operations manual, when it talks about consignment, says we don't offer consignment. But like, I never offered any consignment services. If you backtrack, especially to Crystal's situation, she actually did an event that Bam was aware of. Like Bam was completely aware of the event. They did this whole marketing thing, and then it continued afterwards. But yeah, I never had any consignment product in my location.
And you also didn't offer layaway, is that correct?
No, I would, yeah, like at the least liability possible, I would
Yeah.
have in my store. Yeah,
So like my problem with layaway was I had our consignment. There was this other store, a competing store that sold Magic. I say we're a Pokemon store because it sounds a lot cooler,
yeah,
but we
yeah,
were a Magic store, right? We had people play
yeah.
Magic. No one was playing Pokemon. This is back in like 2014, 15. And I mean, Pokemon was
Hmm.
buy one get one at GameStop every like month. So it
Yeah,
wasn't even like we would also buy from the GameStop because it was. I mean, it sounds crazy
yeah,
now. You would buy from the GameStop because it was cheaper than your distributor.
yeah.
So we tell our distributor, no, we're good this month.
Like there was
Um,
situations where people would buy a gaming console for super cheap at one GameStop and then sell it at another GameStop,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they gave them more money than what they bought it for. So
This
like,
was in like the golden age, right? Where every
yeah,
GameStop
yeah,
before the GameStop became like a meme and it had all this money, right? Like,
yeah.
every GameStop was like,
They actually sold games and not like
yeah. This was the
pop
golden age of.
culture stuff. Yeah, yeah.
There was always like good stuff to find. Yeah. So I always felt like consignment was not good. This other store did consignment. Um,
Mhm,
I can tell you one of their names is Lotus, right? Lotus store in Houston. The woman
mhm,
collected probably a 250,000 or 500,000. It's really unknown, right? Because it's how you value the collection. Are you valuing it at retail? Are you valuing it at, the buy list? Are you valuing it at eBay? And then she just left with the whole collection and went to Colorado. All the consignees in Houston are, and then she contacted me a few years later saying, hey, I have this storage of all the consignments. So she actually didn't take it with her.
Okay.
and she was trying to sell me the storage, and I was like, no, I can't do that. But if we can make it work with the original consignees, right, to get back
Yeah.
their stuff, we should do that, right? Because I think her storage was she didn't want to pay more fees on the storage, so she just wanted somebody to
Gotcha.
come into storage, take all the magic cards, and then sell. So I don't know if she called other stores, but I do know like the next time we talked, it was already gone. So that's why I fear consignment.
Yeah.
I also covered a person on this YouTube channel called Anthony Farrar. He's
Mhm.
currently in jail, and he actually called me from while waiting for us in jail, waiting for his sentence, and that was actually my first live streams. And he did
Oh wow.
consignment on Rolexes, and
Oh
he pled guilty to $5.6 million of consignment stolen stuff. So you're kind of worried about the consignment headache. I'm really worried because like when times get tough, like the story about consignment is this, like it's not really yours.
yeah.
You think it's
Yep.
when you sell consignment and you sell $100 of consignment, and your brain, you're
Yeah.
like, wow, that's $100 sale. Wow, that was really good. But in reality, it's not $100 sale. It's a $35 sale, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I covered this guy for many, I would even say like multiple years, because I knew he was a consignment scammer. He was, he was
Yeah. Yeah.
he was constantly getting new consignment to pay the old consignee. Then he got the new one to pay, and then eventually he got over $5 million, and he just couldn't do it anymore. But
Hmm.
that's why I'm like very afraid of consignment because you never
Did he ever
know.
file Chapter 11 to get away from it?
Oh, the guy in jail?
Yeah.
No, he's in jail. He's in jail. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Oh yeah.
he's in jail for a few more years. I think he pled guilty. So, but in my other case for the because like you trust somebody, they actually
Mhm.
don't have. So I like people ask me, how can Brian Menzel give just a bag of Legos to Crystal, not have an inventory of it, right? Or potentially not have an inventory of it? It's because they trust you. They go to your store every day. So they went to this Lotus store every
Like
day.
she also went to his house.
Yep,
Like,
yep,
you
exactly.
don't just let anybody in your house, so you do trust them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you trust them enough that they're not going to screw you. But then, like, in the example of the magic store, when things got really tight, she just kind of like sold what she could sell, put the rest in storage, and then left for a different state. And like, she
Yeah.
disappeared overnight. Like,
Yeah. That happened to my family when we came here to the US. They like my father was never planning on becoming a citizen or anything here. Like just got at the time you would get your student visa, your working visa, and a social.
mhm.
You got all at once. But then 9/11 happened and things changed. Um, the lawyer recommended us to apply for a green card since we were already here like 2 or 3 years, and then he's like, all right. And then he started noticing that the money wasn't like going to certain places that it should, and she just stole all our money and fled to Texas.
So lawyers are
And that, yeah,
also, if you look at like
yeah,
what type of individuals may be guilty, may not be guilty of this behavior, it is lawyers. There are plenty of lawyers in trouble all the time
exactly, yeah,
for stealing and embezzling client money because they have access to their bank, like, power of attorney. Like, I would
yeah,
recommend never give that unless this is like your like ride or die. Like, you know this person.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
once they have power, they can open,
You can do whatever they
they can
want.
do whatever they want with your money, right? It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
it's kind of a crazy thing in the legal system, yeah. Where do you feel the relationship with corporate changed?
That's the interesting thing. Like it until I got that termination letter, man, we were chilling. Like I feel like they probably have changed to more professional around February or March of 2023, where it seemed like AM was growing quite a bit. Like stores were opening left and right. Um, like I think it was like November of 2023 or September. That's when like there was like the 100th store opening, something
Yeah.
like that. It was like the end of the year of 2023, and now I believe they have 300 or 260 or something like that. But that's when I think they didn't have time anymore to keep like the owners to keep talking to every franchisee, which makes sense. Like the company's growing, but I still I had a relationship with them where I could text Matt and like could let me know like, oh, contact this person, or like I don't really handle that anymore. I handle this, but contact this person at corporate. And like I pointed out, we played Halo together. We joked around,
with
all that. Huh?
McNeffs?
Yeah, with both of them. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
wow, okay. They don't really seem
yeah,
like Halo players to me, but yeah,
yeah. Yeah, not from all this. Yeah,
yeah,
but they like like you don't mess with the Halo relationship,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
And so like we chilled and stuff, and it was like a huge shock to me. Like, and I get it, like where people are calling me stupid and stuff like that. I totally understand. Like, it should have been as professional, but you always want to work with people that you like,
Right, right. So
right?
yeah,
That you could build
correct.
a relationship with. And I thought like it was more than just business. Like, we're building a relationship that maybe could be profitable in future endeavors and things like that. But
So yeah,
I ended up getting
when
bamboozled.
I had my store, I had a 50% owner who did the day to day.
Yeah, yeah.
So he was right. So he was like in charge of like running, just every out. He
Yeah.
was in charge of actually being in the store, and I would do the
Mhm.
social media, I would do the posting, I would do the online part of it. And what I found out with a partner, and why I wouldn't suggest anyone to have like any type, like either a franchise relationship or even just a 50-50 partner, is when things are good, they're good. When things are bad, they're bad. They are
Yeah, yeah.
they're to a point that like you just cannot, like, it's almost like dating someone very seriously, getting to that point and then breaking up, and then you gotta
Mhm.
split your assets. You marry, you split all your assets, half that, and then I want this, I
Yeah,
want
yeah.
this, I want this, and it gets so personal and contentious. And that's why I
Yeah.
think people say keep business out of personal, because it does get like, when business goes wrong, it does get very personal where it shouldn't. It should still
Yeah,
be about business.
and I'm with you on that, but at the same time, like I think if you have certain weaknesses and you bring in the right partner, that's like again ride or die, just like marriage.
Yeah.
I married a really great woman. She's from South Korea, hardcore.
Oh, congratulations!
Keeps me.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank
congratulations!
you.
Yeah. Do you
We just
speak
celebrated
any Korean or?
very little.
Okay.
I learned Mandarin first, and
Oh yeah,
then
yeah, yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
yeah, and then like my friend from Hong Kong came down and she introduced me to my wife. But my
Mm.
Mandarin sucks now. Um, but I just been lazy. I taught her Portuguese. She's fluent in Portuguese,
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
I have no excuse to not know Korean. My kid, my oldest, like not too long ago, he said something in Korean to me, and then my wife said in Portuguese, like, "Hey, tell it to your dad in Portuguese," and he just looked at me and did this, walked away. I was like, "Oh, gotta learn Korean now. There's
Oh
no way."
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's trilingual. That's really cool. That's really
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Like, well, I technically speak five. Like, I learned Haitian Creole,
Oh,
but
more.
that's also well, like I could communicate. I won't say I speak it fluently. I speak fluently English, Spanish, and Portuguese. Like, Portuguese is my first language, and English is my third. So like the other two is like I probably shouldn't say I speak them because it's bad. Like, I could tell people like my Chinese is no good, my Haitian's no good, stuff like that. Yeah.
Did you make the first move to bring on an investor? What prompted it?
So okay, yeah. I made the first move. The A lot of my investors in the beginning didn't want to invest in bricks and minifigs because they only invest in like grocery stores, things that during a recession is pretty bulletproof.
Yep, yep.
Um, but when I got to the second location, the problem was the sorry if this is a long explanation, but the issue was there was new owners at the mall. And again, I inherited the contract that corporate created with them, which was a BS contract. And so I was consistently negotiating, and I showed them how I transformed like their location and like all the fixes that I did because I used to like I've done construction work and all that, so I know how to fix lights and electrical issues, and I always had somebody like approve it and then send it to the mall. But they got new owners, and then around Christmas, a little bit after Christmas of 2023, I get a phone call from this lady from the corporate of the mall, and she just quit. She was like, "Hey, I just quit, and you're one of the people that this is what they're gonna do to you. They love so much how you transform the location that they want to keep moving you within the mall because they can't fully evict you, so that you could keep fixing up the
Oh, I
locations
see.
on your own
I
dime."
see.
And then I'm like, "That's crazy." And then the next day, a security guard just gave me the eviction letter to another spot because they have to offer me another spot. And that's when I contacted Bricks and Minifigs. My father was a commercial realtor and CFO of a franchise company for 21 years, so he knew all the hugabaloo that was going on. And we were luckily able to find a spot in 2 months. We solidified the contract a week before we had to move out, and so we couldn't even market it when we were negotiating because you don't actually have the contract yet, right? So then when we moved there, like we put out, like Google was a pain to deal with, a lot of stuff that was just a problem, right? Like people didn't know that we moved. So we had to do multiple marketing campaigns. Our official re-grand opening was May 25th, which is the real Star Wars Day. That's when Star Wars launched in 1977. So that's like this Star Wars panel, we did like a Death Star entrance,
Mm.
the location, and this we had two of these panels when you walk in, and then you got the rest of the store. But so we still made more money than we ever did, but prior to me coming on that year. But then we had the two hurricanes, and before that, like there was other things where like it was some competitors that were trying to bring our location down, but I got that resolved. And when I mentioned the investor, they're like, "How about instead of bringing on an investor, you do a big sale?" And I called a buddy of mine that owned uh vintage toy shop, and I gave him for a super big discount, I think like 50% off, and he just wrote me a $20,000 check for certain inbox sets, and in like 2 months we filled it up again, or like 3 months, because right after I put money into marketing, two big hurricanes happened in Florida, and even like the road between my employees' home to our location, they couldn't get to. So like, for a whole month, we didn't make any sales. I'm like, look, again, I called them up. This is what I worry. If we have another emergency, like we have money to keep going, but if there's like another emergency, I would even be scared of paying rent next month. Like I don't know, like we have the money to keep going if everything goes okay, but we're not on the trajectory that I want to be on to be $1 million store. So you guys have first right of refusal. And this is also another part where like I thought we were cool because signed on as personal guarantors for that location. And
Not the
for,
rent though, right? Just the
huh?
for the rent they signed
For
off
the rent for all of it. For the lease agreement.
the
So
initial lease.
like yeah,
The,
well this new lease,
oh,
the
the
new
new
lease
lease
that we had.
they did
Yeah,
as
yeah, they
well.
signed.
Okay, wow, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So well the second one they weren't personal guarantors. They just sold me the location. I inherited the
Okay.
lease, right?
Mm.
With the second location, if the anybody in the chat doesn't know what personal guarantor is, it's kind of like co-signing. Like that's the best way I can explain
It's
it. Like
like your parents signed for the student loan,
yeah,
and
yeah.
if
If
you
I
don't
if
pay the
I
student
can't
loan, your
pay,
parents have to pay. Yep.
yeah, yeah, stuff like that. Yeah. So that's what I thought. Like, man, like no business owners believe in a franchisee that much. Like who in the right mind is gonna sign on as personal guarantor? So like I
Mm-hmm.
thought we were tight. You know, like everything showed me that like but one of the guys in corporate when he that was like high up right under Matt and Ammon, he sent a letter. I need to get this letter because it's a fantastic letter. He put a recommendation letter, and he said that I was the Big Mac to their McDonald's. And I was
Oh.
like, oh, heck yeah. And then I showed it to all the employees, and they called me Big Mac for like 3 months. Yeah, Big Mac is here.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, the
So it
the
was really it sounds like a really fun. I mean, again, in hindsight, it's always 20. But it sounded like you were having fun. They were nice. You guys were friends. It sounded
I
very
was having
buddy. Yeah.
yeah, I was having a good time. Like even on like months that we struggle, I wasn't too worried because I'm like, oh, it's I marketed wrong, or like I was always able to see where I screwed up, and I always told my employees my job is to get people in the door, your job is to make the sale,
Mm.
and let's keep it simple. Yeah, and then when I called them after that, it's like, okay, if I can't bring on an investor, I want to look at your database of people who have capital or maybe weren't willing to take the risk by themselves or weren't ready to put that much cash or for whatever reason you guys approved them but they decided not to be
Yeah.
part of Bricks and Minifigs. So they never gave me that list. Like almost every franchise I know has that list, of potential people that would open Bricks and Minifigs or a franchise later on. So I was like, that's my other offer, and then they couldn't, for some reason, they didn't provide me that list. I'm like, okay, you guys have first right
Oh, internet is slow. Can you guys still?
of store. I can't tell if I'm lagging because it
Uh,
looks smooth on my end.
you are lagging a little bit. I can hear your audio, but no visual. Or the visual is pop. You're moving a little bit. It's getting better. Oh, I think we're back.
We're back.
Yeah, we're
Sorry,
back.
sorry guys. I'm in my garage. I don't have the best computer internet, but it might be on my end. But I I told them like, how about you guys buy the store back?
Yeah.
I will sign whatever I need to sign because I believe in this brand. I believe in you guys. I'll stay on as a manager. I'll be your employee. I'll take care of the location. All you have to do is put money in marketing. That's all I need. And then I don't care if the price is much more later. I will buy the store for a higher price in 6 months' time. Uh, Like that's all we need. And they're like, "Oh yeah, like that sounds good or whatever." But like, we were thinking you could probably partner with these guys. We
Oh, okay.
partner up with
So
these guys, and they're the store rescuers.
this was okay. So around what date did Josh Johnson come into picture? What was your impression of him? And then was Brandon Best also involved?
Yeah, Josh Johnson's a piece of garbage. He is insane. He's an insane human being. I always point out two things. The first time I met him in person, he came in the store and yelled "Waka Waka."
Just out of the blue. No.
It's not like literally customers in there, and he's like "Waka Waka." And I look at my employees, I'm like, "Freak was that?" And then if you get him talking about Elvis, fully believes Elvis is alive and well. He's that kind of conspiracy theorist kind of
conspiracy.
dude.
Okay, yeah.
He also treats people like everybody's beneath him. That
Right.
even
I
including
think
Brandon. Like Brandon is like the victim of domestic violence in this marriage. Like he is the woman that's getting beat in this relationship. Because if he says something, Brandon just like, oh, okay,
But
like whatever.
Brandon has a bigger house though, so that's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's location. I don't know where his
Oh,
location
location.
is.
Okay, true, true. Okay, true.
Like
Yeah.
like it looks like Josh is in Provo, so like those older homes go for
Or for okay, they
quite
might
a
go for a
bit.
lot more.
So
When
it could be a nicer spot.
I think I've heard what is Waka Waka? I think people tell me it's Pac-Man. He's trying to eat. Like what when he
Yeah,
said Waka Waka, what do you think that meant?
it could have been Shakira. It could have.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know, man. He just waka waka, and I was
okay,
like,
so okay, just
"This
randomly.
man, the men in white coats need to come and get this man because don't do that. That's nuts."
Uh,
Um,
so they came
yeah,
in to rescue the store. Did you speak with like Amin
yeah.
and Matt and say who are these guys? Why are they
So
here?
yeah, it was. I forget which one it was. Might have been Matt. It could have been Am, and they're like, "Yeah, we partnered with these guys not too long ago. They're store rescuers. Their purpose is to come in, turn the store around, get the sales up, and then either they take it over or they could sell it back to you, or you could even be partners with them in
Oh wow,
rescuing stores. That's like stuff like that. That's how they try to sell me on. I'm like, okay, like so they would be the ones buying the store.
right.
I'm like, all right, word. I talked to Josh over the phone. I talked to Brandon, and then Brandon came out around December 8th, I believe, or maybe it was December 7th, something like that. Stayed on for like 3 days, and then I was supposed to get like I had me and my employees all do inventory without showing each other, see if it matched, see if they did it right, see if I did it right. Like, okay, cool. I was very detailed. There's like things we left out because I said if you're just buying the inventory, great. Like I don't have to sell you the goodwill, the furniture, all that
Yeah, correct.
stuff. So like because then it's gonna be cheaper for me to buy it later if I'm just buying inventory, right?
Right.
Um, and then Brandon was doing the inventory, and this is where I think it kind of, this is just my thinking. This is where I think they kind of use a loophole to get around getting a third party to do inventory, is because Josh and Brandon, they own they're partners with a rental car company. Like they own a rental car type company. And Josh was in corporate, but Brandon is just partners with Josh, but he might not be partners with Bricks and Minifigs in Josh's relationship. So then he owns the Eugene location.
Right.
So that's where I think like he's considered the third party. Does that kind of make
Oh,
sense? Like, yeah, yeah.
interesting. Okay, so in the
That's my
contract,
thinking.
yes, the contract is there should be a third party, but the third party actually is Brandon, who isn't technically part of corporate, even though Josh is, but he's a rescuer. So when he is looking at like, that's why for Crystal they send him with like a spy camera or something to look at the inventory. So
Yeah.
he is, wow, that's great. So even though he's a
So
franchisee,
I'm not saying it is that, but that's what I think
that
it
is
is because
interesting.
that's yeah.
That is interesting. So he's going to use his rental car company to be like the company who's going to do the third party audit. And that way it will be
Maybe.
completely clean from Amon McNaffin because they don't own
Yeah.
the rental company.
And again, they've never given me the inventory list. Till this day, I've never seen their inventory. I've never seen their audit.
How different was your audit and their audit? What was the
So
different numbers?
that's the funny thing. When Brandon first did the inventory, he's like, our numbers match exactly.
Okay.
I'm like, fantastic. But then I was supposed to give my termination letter the day he told me that. He delayed 2 more days, and then I got these fines on the termination letter, and it still didn't equal to my amount.
Right?
And I negotiated in the beginning my franchise agreement with them that for many bricks and minifig stores, if they buy back the store or the inventory, they go from the wholesale price and 10% off. I negotiated to go from retail and 10% off.
Which is a huge difference. There's a huge
Big
margin
difference.
difference, yes.
Yeah. So then they said like, oh yeah, like this is the wholesale price. I'm like, no, no, no. The contract doesn't say wholesale. Like read our contract again. And obviously they still never paid me
Hmm.
or provided a sale because there was phone calls later on that I'll tell you with me and Ammon. I get the termination letter and it says like I owe them $163,865.22, something
Okay,
like
so
that.
similar to Crystal, what they're trying to do with Crystal, they're trying to hit her on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fees, the fines, the franchise, and this is
And then they
separate.
just say like because you're such a nice guy, we'll waive the fee if you gave
Exactly. That's
everything
yes.
over.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what they said to Crystal. If because hey, we're such good people, we'll waive the. So
Yeah.
when you heard about Crystal's case, like, did that like? Have you talked to Crystal about it? Like, it's the
I haven't
similarities.
talked to in person. We messaged in the comment section
Mhm.
of one of my videos. And then I think like she should listen to her lawyer. So I don't know if like
Oh, correct. Maybe she cannot.
we
Yeah.
didn't talk after that because like she couldn't talk for a time. But like she said that I got a message. I think oh no, I didn't get a message. I just got a like. I think they're open to talking to me, but maybe some other date.
Once
You know?
they're so yeah, the lawyer probably saying just out of caution not to talk to anyone right anymore.
Yeah, yeah, that's a possibility. I don't think they're like they hate me or anything.
No.
A lot of people do hate me apparently,
So
but
when you were watching the reckless bending and you kind of started learning about it, like you were like, whoa, there's so many similarities and parallels to like what was happening here and what
oh,
happened to me.
so I didn't even have time to think about that because as soon as I saw Brandon come on the screen,
Yes, you
I
knew.
like
You knew what he was going to do.
I was livid. I was like, dude, I was screaming, and then I watched the whole thing, and I emailed Ben, and and before part two was released on YouTube, like it was on his Patreon. Then we had a phone call for like 30 minutes or something. Like we FaceTime each other, and that's where like I showed up on the American Fork Police, his response to the American Fork Police
Yeah, the
Department for
second
like
video,
five
yeah.
seconds. Famous now, baby. Uh, and after that was when I got a call, and they were like, "Hey, if you get yourself involved."
Right.
You
This
know,
is what they
it's
do.
not gonna
Yeah.
be good. And
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
what they
I
do.
already got myself involved, so fuck it. Like,
I'm already as involved.
yeah,
I'm already $500,000 involved. Um,
yeah.
so when they gave you that offer, like, what were you thinking? You were thinking, what's happening here? Like, did you
Yeah,
obviously?
I was pissed, but I was like, no, cooler heads prevail. Let me go home
Yeah,
and let me do the smart thing. Let me contact a lawyer. Okay. And because the deal was like I would stay on as an employee,
correct.
right?
Yeah.
So that was still open. It wasn't like I got the termination letter, get out of the store, right?
So
It was
how
different.
does that happen? Like, they didn't make you a manager; they just made you an employee again. Who was the manager
So
then?
yeah, they kept blue balling me for like a month and was like, you're gonna be manager. And then Josh called me and he's like, oh, we want you to apply to be manager because you're still the most like qualified candidate. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
duh. Like, yeah,
So
and
Josh was your boss at the time. He was the owner of the store.
yeah,
Tech,
Josh
or
and Brandon, yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah. They claimed they were. Then they hired a guy named Carl, super nice guy. You talk to him today, he hates Josh and Brandon so freaking much.
They hired him as a
Um,
manager, or
Hired him as a manager. 72-year-old guy. He worked in the newspaper industry for most of his life. He understood business. He didn't know anything about Lego, but we trained him, and he became one of the boys. Super, super great guy. Love the guy to death. And yeah, like the week that he came, first of all, Carl told me that Brandon just told him, "Yeah, go in the store and introduce yourself as the manager." He was like, "What are you talking about? Like, that's messed up. Like I don't think that's gonna go over well with any of the employees. So it's better for you to inform them that there's a new manager, and then you
yeah.
come in and then introduce me." And that's what they did. He only told me that afterwards when he started hating these guys. But like he hated them based off their personality and their business, like their business practices, not even the reckless spend stuff. And we started hating them because they're insane. Um,
So
but yeah, the
did you sign new paperwork? Was there like
nope.
did it? No, you didn't sign new paperwork.
Oh, no, like I was very smart on other than the W-2 form to be as an employee. That's it. But I didn't sign confirmation of the termination letter. I didn't sign anything else because that's what my lawyers advised me at the time. But then, as you know the story, I ran
Yeah,
out of money, and
yeah,
they're like, "Well, we can't represent you no more because you're a
yeah.
lawyer.
I mean,
The language is green and Benjamins, and that's it. It's the only language lawyers know."
yeah. I think that's an interesting side note. That happens a lot.
Yeah,
Like people don't realize how often that happens when you run out of money, and the lawyer just abandons you in the middle of the case. And
yeah,
then the case is like, well, I can hire another lawyer. And that's why I always say, like, when it comes to lawyers, right, like flat fee, because I guess you were paying them per hour.
yeah,
If at all possible, try to negotiate like a flat, okay, this is X amount of dollars. This is all I have. If you go above this amount, you have to eat it yourself. Because,
yeah. I tried negotiating to like when we win, we would split 60-40, 60 on their side or 50-50, whatever.
mm,
Like I have no more money. Like they left me with nothing. I'm getting paid $19 an hour. My wife's a stay-at-home mom. I have a third kid on the way. Things get expensive.
yeah.
And I was trying to negotiate that, but they're like, no, like that's not how we work here. And like both law firms, it was came highly recommended to some business owners that I know are very honest.
Oh, you had two law
And
firms?
so that one they couldn't represent me no more, right?
Yeah.
And then when Josh and Brandon shut down the store and left me on the lease,
Yeah.
and they tried to put me $500,000 in debt. I documented everything when I cleaned out the location, and then I contacted another law firm. It wasn't Denton; it was a different law firm. And I told them I don't have any money. They're like, all right, well, if you can, we can talk. Like, we'll keep everything like documented, but we can't have a professional relationship until you put down a deposit. So I was like, okay, cool. And then in November, where I was very close on putting down a deposit, I get a letter, I think around November 24th, like an email. It's like now there's a conflict of interest in that law firm. That somebody there represents Bricks and Minifigs, so they can no longer represent me.
Okay, so that
And
was a
I'm
new
not.
conflict. Wow. Okay, so interesting.
I'm not. It's a big coincidence. I'm not
No,
saying
so
they somehow
I
find out,
can
but
say something. So when you first pick up a client, you do have to do conflict of interest. You do have to see what the client's involved in. So that happens, day one, right? But because you didn't
we were
put
already
down,
talking for like 3 months,
yeah, but
3 4 months.
so they should have, and then they probably. So if you hired that, if Bricks and Minifigs hires your law firm, then yeah, they cannot represent you, even if it just
Mhm.
hired them to do something like as menial as like a trademark or a patent or something
Exactly.
like that, something easy that pays well and pays fast, right?
Mhm.
Going back to how did you get out of the? I've heard the story before, but I think this is so interesting. The landlord just let you go out of the
So
$500,000
so
lease.
we had multiple conversations. I was trying to figure out how to pay him. I was
Yeah.
trying to like, maybe I could get a third job, but even then, like, it would take me, 7 years or whatever if I calculated everything right, sold my house, all that. And we kept talking back and forth, And then it came down to like that he and I pointed this out before, like I know it sounds crazy, but to me it's like the biggest blessing in the world. Like I can't comprehend it completely.
Correct. At this time, you have no lawyer. You have no pressure on him. He has this contract. Your name is on it. You signed it.
Yeah.
He has you
Yeah,
basically dead
and
to rights.
yeah, and I told him the entire story.
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, you've never been a problem for me. You've paid your rent on time every time, and it was good working with you. And every time, ever since these guys came on, the past 7 months have been hell to get them to do anything.
Yes.
So, like, let's do this. I could always find another tenant. I'm not trying to ruin your life. So why don't you go clean out the store, make it spotless, and we'll call it even." And I know that sounds nuts,
That is nuts.
but it's to me it's a miracle. Like I because I think he understood that like I just filed bankruptcy and my life is ruined and there's no money for him to gain.
Right.
You know, that's like the business mind of it. And regardless, I still thank him to this day. Like I don't know how we would have gotten out of that.
There's
I
plenty of
honestly don't.
yeah. There's plenty of people who just do this to be like dicks, right? Like douchebags.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not about the money to them. It's about like controlling people, having power over people, and
Oh,
so
bricks
on.
and minifigs, Exhibit
Yeah.
A.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am glad that you so you filed personal bankruptcy, or I assume
No,
personal.
I didn't.
Oh, you
So
filed
like
LLC bankruptcy.
I didn't even file that.
Oh, you didn't.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
cause
wow. So you actually didn't file, and he let you go.
yeah, yeah. I was like, I'm gonna have to file because I got nothing for you, and if that's the way I have to get out of it, and I'm not trying. And I was very honest with him. I'm like, I'm not a dishonest person. I know that if I hated some minifigs and being like, "Ah, I just want money, I could file
Right.
Chapter 11, liquidate, and got a nice change in my pocket. But I was like, I try to be as honest as possible. I'm like, if you give me time, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I think I could find some way in the future to pay you,
Sure.
whether
Yeah.
it's 10 years from now or whatever. I think he saw that I was genuine. And again, I've never had somebody like, I've never screwed anybody over, but I've never had somebody like forgive me business wise like that.
No, I,
Does
I
that make
got it. I
sense? Yeah.
got it.
So like
Yeah.
people could ask a million questions, not believe it, but
No, I
still
believe it.
sometimes
I believe
disbelieve,
it.
Yeah.
My parents came here as immigrants too. I was actually born in China. Came over here when
Okay.
I was 2.5. And one thing you realize when you're like really poor, like really, really poor, is like some
Mhm.
people are really good people and some people are really bad people. But what you
Yeah.
remember is the really good people, right?
Yeah.
So like I think that's a really cool story. And again, it does sound, I mean,
No,
there
and
are
I didn't expect it because we've had arguments like yelling at each other, because I'm like, nah, you're the one that needs to fix this. It's like,
yeah,
nope, that's you, like,
yeah,
and
yeah,
we had back and forth. So then when that happened, I was, dude, like, I'll be honest, I teared up. I I prayed. I'm
So
a religious
yeah, so
person, and everything like,
yeah, there's a comment here that says the landlord knew you were judgment proof and would file bankruptcy, but that's not the case here because I've seen a lot of lawsuits where they are very vindictive and they do
Mhm.
force you into bankruptcy. They
Yeah.
force you into it. One example, Billy Mitchell versus Carl Jobs, right? Carl Jobs
Mhm.
had to declare bankruptcy because he had offered a settlement to Billy Mitchell. He didn't take it. Then he went to bankruptcy to spite Billy Mitchell, right? Like, so we've actually seen this situation play out on a much bigger stage where somebody does force someone else into bankruptcy, receives less money, but is happy with the result, right? Because they're just angry at the other person, right?
Mhm.
Or they're upset about. So I think that is a very generous thing that they did. Um, at what point did you realize like these guys were trying to screw you?
Yeah,
Like,
like and in my phone call with Matt McNeff a few weeks ago, he said that he had no idea that Josh and Brandon shut down the location after their name was off the lease and left my name on the lease.
right? Yes.
And I told him, look, Matt, I would like to believe you, but even if I do, that just shows you're incompetent because you're a business owner and you should be knowing this stuff. But like, even with your apologies, I can't believe that this is real, that your apology is authentic. Like, and from my perspective, just from not because I know them, but just from seeing the interviews, I'm trying to stay on top of everything. It seems to me that like Josh, Brandon, and Ammon, they're the ones communicating with each other and lying to each other because their stories still don't align. And Matt is just kind of not really knowing what's going on, and he's just making statements that Ammon is telling him to make. If that's what it seems like to me, I don't know what your perspective is.
So my perspective.
Yeah,
So I watched their interview on CoffeeZilla. My perspective was Amon is lying and is a liar.
100%.
Matt,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. He seems a little confused. He seems like when Amon's lying, Matt will agree
Mhm.
with it. But then when CoffeeZilla catches him lying, Matt will be like, wait, was it you called? Like, he's a little bit more or less surprised, right? That
Yeah,
they
yeah.
about the. He's a little bit more. Um, Amon is the. I think Amon is definitely a liar. I think Josh is
Yeah.
a liar. I think Brandon is a liar. Matt, I don't know because he's not been out there as much. But from my
Yeah.
initial reaction to him, I think he's just maybe out of the loop.
Yeah, and like if you ask any franchisee, everybody prefers to talk to Matt over Ammon because
Right.
Ammon
Right.
talks very lawyer like. He's a dick. Like that's how he talks, and he does a really good job at keeping himself, at least between a conversation,
Mm.
make himself like the superior guy. His MO is always saying like, "Oh, it looks like you don't understand, so let me explain this to you."
Right.
Does that a lot. Yeah.
And Amon will always double down, even if you catch him in a lie. But still,
Yeah.
at the same time, he's still COO. That's a good point that Colin makes. He's still
Yeah, yeah.
responsible, right?
And the
Like
part
you
owner,
said,
like the
yeah, he should know what's going on, right? Like you cannot
Mhm.
excuse incompetence with, there's some incompetence, there's some malice. Which is which? It doesn't matter to you. No, you're
Yeah.
$500,000 in debt, right? It doesn't. I don't
Yeah,
really care
yeah.
which it is, right? I'm
I don't care. Like unless you're putting $500,000 in my
right.
pocket, it's
Yes,
not
unless you have a
it means nothing
solution.
to me.
Yeah, I don't care if
It's
you.
and even if you give me money, like it still doesn't take away all everything I was going through, like what you guys put me through. Because when I got that phone call, my son was a week old, my third
Wow, yeah.
kid, and I was flipping out. Like I didn't,
Yeah, I know.
I
I know
didn't
what
even
that's
tell
like.
my
Yeah, I
wife.
know.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, I know what that's
yeah.
like. I know. Like, you
I didn't, I
shouldn't tell
didn't,
your wife. You should not tell your
I
wife.
didn't tell my wife until I had some sort of solution. When I got that phone call, like the day I went to go clean, is when I told my wife. Like
When
I
it was
took the day
done
off
and
from work.
completed, and then
Yeah,
did,
like, and
did
she
you
was
ever
like,
sign something with the
"Wow."
guy, or was it just oral?
I didn't. It was just oral. So I guess if he wanted to, he could still come after me.
But
But
there's
he
never
hasn't.
been. Yeah, but he hasn't, right? So there's like, so in the law we call that like, it's like if somebody's copyright infringing you and you know about it, and then you don't pursue.
Mhm.
I think it's the same. I don't do real estate, but I think it's the same thing in real estate, where like after enough time has passed, even if you don't have a
Yeah,
contract, it just kind of um
yeah.
it goes away.
That's that's one of the reasons why I pursued a lawyer as soon as I got my termination letter, because I called my dad
Hmm.
about like termination letters and things like that for like hostile takeovers. And he was like, "Well, the first thing you got to do is contact a lawyer today because the longer it takes for you to talk to a lawyer, the less believable your story is and the less validity you have to how serious the situation is."
Do you regret hiring that lawyer or no? The one that you hired.
I don't regret it because he still laid out a game plan that I kept following after
Okay.
we uh parted ways, I guess. Like, play nice,
Yeah.
play ball, be there, be like the best employee that you can possibly be. Make sure that they can't use anything against you. Like, document everything, see
Right.
what
Right.
their business practice is like. And today, right after like they shut down the location, I tried contacting every Lego YouTuber that I could. I'm not saying I knew everybody, but I contacted a lot of the big ones, and I'm not trying to anybody's name, but nobody wanted to take up the story.
Okay.
Like, there was even some YouTubers that were like, if you pay me $1,500, I'll do a video with you. But all of them were like, I want to work with Bricks and Minifigs. Like, some were like, I don't care
Oh
if
wow.
they
Okay.
did
So you
something.
contacted all
Yeah,
the Lego people
a
to
lot, a
try
lot
to
of
make a
because
story.
I followed other YouTubers that were like more in the movie and pop culture and collecting sphere. I'm like, let me keep this in the pocket of Lego because I think this community is the one that could make an impact. And yeah, but nobody wanted to take it up. So I'm like, I guess this part of my life is just over. And then when Reckless Band came on the scene, I pointed out like the Lego community, I love them. There's a lot of good ones like Lego Empire that are keeping up with the story, but a lot of them are cowards. Like, if you just go look at any Lego YouTuber that has over 1 million followers, they either only have one video or none at all about Bricks and Minifigs.
Because they want to work with them, or they have worked with
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
or yeah.
And I'm going through my franchise agreement because also you don't know when Bricks and Minifigs loses, you don't know if their company actually goes away because if anybody knows about like franchise agreements, it's very what a lot of companies do is that they'll have other companies that act exactly like their um what's it called, their main company. And so let's say Bricks and Minifigs brand is just down the crapper, they might own other companies that act exactly like Bricks and Minifigs, and so then they'll just convert those stores into this other store. So I don't know if they own other companies, and they'll just convert every Bricks and Minifigs name to a different name.
Got it.
And yeah.
Was there a specific document or paycheck that made you from owner to employee? Did you agree, or was it presented as, "Oh, we just did it"?
Just we just did it.
Okay, so there was
Like,
no documents actually that you had to sign
no
off on.
document, nothing that I signed. Just a termination letter, and then I paid me weekly. I signed the W-2 form, and that's about it. I was very careful after that on what paperwork came my way and what I should sign and whatnot.
All right.
And like, I think there was one piece of paperwork that like, hey, have you signed this? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I'll get around to it. I just never signed it.
At what point did you feel like they never intended to give your store back? Do you have any hope, even as an employee, that you would get your store back? Or
Yeah. Yeah, because I was still under, like, I figured like, oh, I know these guys. This termination letter is just lawyer speak. You have to have things on
oh, so
file.
you still trusted them even at that point in time when you were
Yeah,
an
yeah.
employee.
Even when I had the lawyer, I'm like, okay, yeah, like I just need to get a hold of Ammon or Matt, and
Right.
it was Christmas time, so like, the end of the fourth quarter, everybody's super busy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. And then in the beginning, they might do an audit, whatever. So I figured I'd get the hold of them by January or February, and around, I think it was the end of February, beginning of March, I finally get a hold of Ammon, and that's when I found out that like nothing's gonna happen.
Did
Because then he
Almond
started.
did Almond tell you this directly, or
So yeah, like way the phone call went, Ammon Ammon started pointing out things that weren't true, like he ruined our relationship with the mall. Previous, I'm like, they hated you guys before I even came in.
oh, so they
Like,
they started?
yeah,
Okay,
this
I see.
he started saying this stuff, and he was like, if the inventory list matched or was more, we definitely would. You'd be owed some sort of compensation. There could be a monetary value exchanged, but it didn't. I'm like, I haven't seen the inventory list. Send it to me because there's no way that's true, and you should read our contract because my franchise agreement is less than everybody else's. It's like 85 pages.
Well, it's kind of like the American Fork Police Department. They're trying to find a way to
Yeah.
get you in trouble. So they want to
Yeah.
get rid of you. Now they're trying to find a way. Is it the rent? Is it the
Mhm.
agreement? Is it the inventory? let's all kind of throw everything out there and see which one that you're like, oh, okay, I'll go away.
And the phone call lasted for 50 minutes, and like towards the end is that where I got like silent, and I'm like, I think, oh, he's never gonna give me anything, and I don't know why. Because I asked him like, why is this happening? I don't get it. I gave you guys a perfect store. I gave you all the data of the area of why a party room isn't good, like the type of clientele we get, customers we get, and they're tearing up the store. They're putting in a party room. They're changing the entire layout, changing the type of products we carry, and like we get collectors. We have people that will just drop 6 grand like in a day,
Right.
6 grand on product, and that's a great day. Just somebody coming in, here's $6,000 for like this side of the wall,
So
and
what?
I'm like, I don't get why you guys are doing this. And then I told them at the end of the phone call, I'm like, all right, then just take my name off the lease because I don't know why it's still on there. I'm no longer owner, especially according to you. So please just remove that from the lease. And he's like, yeah, all right. And then that was the end of the phone call.
And he never did that.
Yeah, never did that. No,
Did you ever call Matt after that phone call of Amin or?
no, because I may have, but I was pretty upset because Matt is the ones like you should talk to Ammon
Yes.
about this stuff. Because I contacted Matt first. I believe I have to go through my text. I have like the text saved, but like like he said like, oh, like Ammon would have more information on these things for you if there's anything for the future, but go talk to him. Because like Josh and Brandon were still selling me on the idea like in 6 months time like you could be a partner with us
And then that all just collapsed.
and we could go.
That,
Huh?
So then they Josh and then he did you talk to Josh after or during this time or?
Yeah, I talked to Josh. Yeah, and like twice he accused me of stealing. And
Okay, so
then
they're
I
they're
had
doing
to.
this now. They're doing this type of thing.
Yeah. So now
No,
they accused
okay.
me of stealing. I think after the Yemen phone call, and
I think there are a
I was like,
lot.
"Hey,
There are a lot of parallels between you and Crystal. Yeah, I think
yeah."
like, it's worth like
Oh, so when I got my termination letter, that was like a month after the Crystal situation.
yep.
So I don't think Reckless Ben was in it yet, but I remember like pretty much the first day, like, Brandon was complimenting me how clean the store was, and then he started talking about Crystal, and he's like, "Yeah, there's this one store owner that was using bricks and minifigs to fund her heroin addiction.
Yeah,
And
that's great.
she had a bird crapping all over the place,
Oh
dude.
yeah,
These guys are obsessed with heroin.
yeah,
Keep
yeah,
talking about it.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
Okay, so who was left holding the debt, the lease, the SBA loan, a personal guarantee? Are you still
So
are you still liable for any of this stuff? Loans
I
or
don't
otherwise?
have any SBA loans. The personal guarantor, like I said, uh, there's a time limit. You know,
Mhm.
they could sign like 18 months or 2 years or whatever it is. So they waited till the day after. By the way, they sabotaged the store completely. They waited till the
But
day after their name was
I guess
off.
they closed their store, right? The store eventually closes.
Well,
Why would they sabotage the store? Like that part is a little. Is it because of incompetence or
well,
like?
I think it was incompetence. But also like every time we got a really good trade, like when you get those trades of like just awesome collector items
Yeah,
and,
of course, of
and
course.
whatnot. Every time that happened, they had us ship it out to the Eugene location.
Mm, very. So
So
they were cannibalizing it
yeah, and
essentially.
so we were telling like we would
Wow.
call them and like the
Well,
manager would be like,
how do you know that? Like it's going to
I was
Eugene
there.
specifically. Oh, it would
They
go.
asked us like Brandon talked to the manager and then we had to package it up and then the manager would take it to FedEx or UPS and send it to the Eugene
That's
location. And he would
really
say things
far.
like
Like
I don't understand because like sometimes the shipping costs as much as the products.
that's why I'm trying to say that it's very far from. It's not like a U-Haul and you grab the U-Haul
To
and you go.
across the country, yeah.
Shipping is really expensive on collectible items. Where again, the box condition, everything does matter a great bit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And
And then also
FedEx is
if we
really
had
expensive.
if we had like I told them like our location is different because we don't do consignments, we don't do any of that stuff unless they want store credit. But like we should have $5,000 in the safe every week, because we get trades, big nice trades all the time. I
Everyone wants
told him that's
cash.
why we
They
need
they want
marketing.
they want they
Yeah.
want cash.
And anytime it passed like a 1,500, and then would tell the manager, just deposit that money into my account. And so then we had no money for trades. Like the entire time, like we would post things on Instagram to be like, oh, if you want to know what new products we got in, we'll post it on Instagram. They stopped using our Instagram, opened their own, and being like, this is our new Instagram. And then they changed the phone number without informing Google. So when people would try to call the store, they would never get a hold of us because that was a disconnected line
Right.
at
So
that
so
point.
most people don't
Yeah.
understand. I always try to explain this. Like, some vendors in Pokemon, they go there without cards. They're going there to buy.
Yeah.
Because you can buy at such a good price, you can definitely sell. Worst case, you sell online, something like that. So when they kill off your supply, that's actually more worse than buying. Like again, it's called connected, but your entire because if you have the right inventory at the right price, people will come. They would
Yeah.
drive. They would drive an hour, 2 hours away, right? If you have the set that they want and no one else does.
We had a entire family drive from Maine all the way down because they
Correct.
heard about our store. And I would make jokes. I'm like, oh yeah, you came just for us, haha. And they're like, no, yeah, came just for you. We saw your store on a YouTube video, or
Yes,
we heard
especially
about.
so I
Yeah.
heard that you had like a bigger YouTube channel, correct? Or
It was growing faster than the last Relic,
yeah.
but we had like I think 5 videos. It was called Bam Rebel Command. I think it's still up. I haven't been able to get the rights to it from YouTube because we made it for the store.
Right,
We
right.
stopped posting there because a corporate said that they were worried about using Bam Rebel Command and too related to Star Wars and stuff like that. It needs to be Bam Loot's location. I'm like, well then nobody will be able to find us because there's other Bricks and Minifigs
The
YouTube
corporate
channels
wanted to
that
take over the
yeah
channel that you yourself was making, right? Like that's what I
yeah
heard.
yeah. Well, I don't think they ever wanted to take it over, but they wanted to be like the ones making the decisions. You have to name it this way. You have to
Yep,
use
correct.
this
Yeah.
kind of logo. I'm like, we're trying to be different because our store is mainly a Star Wars bricks and minifigs where we know what we're doing. Like I think the first video and the first day got 100 views, and to me, like that's awesome because it's like the first post. You
Yeah, no, yeah.
And it was mainly for our community, and just so people can connect with us better, understand the employees. And we only posted 5, and they're not like the best quality videos, but we were going, and
And they knew about it and they
unfortunately we had
wanted
to
it.
stop.
Yeah. They knew
Yeah,
about
and
it and
then
wanted it.
yeah, I opened this channel at the store actually, the last Relic, for me and an employee of mine. We would
Yep.
just after hours talk about video games and movies and things like that. Like, but yeah, it was
Okay,
short lived.
so during all of this, was BAM still collecting royalties and marketing fees
When they took it over?
when you were an employee? Yeah.
Oh no, like there's no reason to collect from me. I'm just an employee. Like maybe they collected. Well, here's the funny thing. The last month before it shut down, from what I heard, it was like Bricks, like Ammon and Matt were like, "All right, guys, like it's time to pay up for the loot slow."
Okay, maybe it's my internet. I don't know what it. Maybe it's Discord.
Anymore.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Can you repeat that? It was. It's getting. Okay. So
Is it good now?
it is good. You're still kind of frozen. It's getting. I can hear you.
Okay.
It's
I'm
good
trying
now.
to follow.
Yeah, it's good now.
All right. So the funny thing was that month that they closed down, or a month prior, Brant and Ammon, it looks like they went to him and was like, okay, all right, it's time for you guys to take over, like sign the contract. And they're like, actually, we don't want that location anymore. It sucks. So then we had
Oh,
to
wow.
change. We had to change to corporate employees instead of their employees, where Baker Bricks wasn't paying us anymore.
Interesting. So corporate took it back again before it
Yeah, and
shut down.
then from what we realized, like, oh, apparently we were corporate's employees the entire time, but Brandon was paying our payroll, and we got like really confused because it was like this is super unprofessional. This is
Right.
ridiculous. And then they shut it down a month later. Um, and a couple of current franchisees just messaged me like a few weeks ago saying when I put out the story, they said, "Oh, I have some of your product because when they came with the U-Haul, they said that the Lutz location wanted to help out other stores,
They want
and
to
so they
help other
sent out
stores. Yeah.
my
Oh
product
my.
and my stuff to other locations." I'm like,
Wow.
what?
I mean,
Yeah,
so like all of this stuff is going on. It's very weird, right?
very weird.
Like it's
Extremely
really
unprofessional.
weird stuff. Like it's going out to Eugene, or I would be like, okay, aren't there like closer stores to me that would most likely we could pick it up, drive there, and um, like what are you thinking at this time? Like, are you so now you know they've turned against you.
Hmm.
Are you thinking that there's any like recourse, like outside of getting a lawyer, like what, like because I know a lot of these franchisees are kind of in this similar position where they don't feel like they can say much, they can't speak out right now.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, at the time, well, here's the other thing. A lot of franchisees that have either messaged me or talked to me in the chat, they're on Matt and Amon's side, even with all this
they
information
are,
out there,
yes, I can confirm that, yes.
because it's like some people asked me what I would do if I still had a bricks of minifigs and all
Yeah,
this was coming out. And unfortunately, I would probably give them the benefit of the doubt because that relationship that they build with you, like being your friend and all that stuff. And then you're like, this reckless Ben guy just came in. Oh, this guy,
yeah, yeah.
So like, I understand their thinking because you're gonna, even with evidence, you're gonna have some sort of bias. Like, no, I know these guys, like
And
honest people, whatever. But
we had,
and they might be saying like, oh, Josh and Brandon are the real culprits, and unfortunately, Ammon trusted the wrong people. They're probably thinking that. But yeah, like I didn't know if I could, if I was, I don't think I was thinking of any other recourse other than putting my story out there.
right.
Like, but then again, like that was nobody wanted to hear it, and my sole focus was like, all right, I I don't have any money. I need to find a second and third job. My wife is about to give birth. I need to make sure that I give her the least stress possible. So I couldn't even really talk to anybody,
Correct.
And I was just the only person I talked to was my dad. And dude, oh man, he wanted to kill him. He wanted to kill him, man.
So
And yeah.
so you know how Bam they're talking about Crystal Store and talking about the bird.
Hmm.
Have they? Do you know if they ever talked about your store, like on the Slack channel, like what happened to it? Maybe somebody
No,
questioned.
nobody's told me that they mentioned my store. All that some owners told me was like, "Hey, I'm jealous of your numbers because they could still see my numbers," and I was like, "Hey, look, I can't confirm it, but they're confirming it for me, so great." That like, I wish I had your numbers, things like that, and like, or so sorry, what happened? There's some that like got super pissed, like, "How dare you go against Bricks and Minifigs? You knew these guys personally." Like, I got in some big hate DMs from some of the franchisees. But yeah, like I don't know because I was immediately taken off of Slack, took over my email and everything as soon as the termination letter came in. So I don't know if anybody talked about or even Brandon and Josh talked about me or the store.
Oh, this is a good one. Relic, so happy how this scandal has turned into gold for you and your streaming career. So
Oh, thank you. I got
Bam,
monetized. Yeah.
Bam can eat shit. Congratulations. Do you have a Patreon or something that we can plug?
No, I tell everybody like my whole goal is to help out Reckless Ben and keep his story alive. So if you got money, go donate to him, and he needs as much money as possible to fight these guys. But if you want to check out my channel, I do have Streamlabs. If you think my content is good enough
Oh, I
to
think we
donate.
gotta, yeah, we gotta look into Streamlabs is like this thing that for streaming, right? Like, and then we can sign up on your code or something like that. Or I'm
Yeah,
thinking
like
something like different.
no, yeah, I don't have any like GoFundMe or I used to have a GoFundMe to start Bricks and Minifigs, but that didn't go nowhere. Don't send any money there
Oh,
if you find it,
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
I don't know if I ever took it down. But yeah, I don't have. I'm not trying to capitalize on this story for my benefit. I have straight connection to all these guys, so I was able to use my story so that people could understand these guys' character, who these guys are, and for people to get a more in-depth understanding of who Reckless Ben is going up against. And
Absolutely. So,
yeah,
yep.
that's why I'm putting it out there.
At the last relic, right? Yep. Is
The
the
last relic,
YouTube.
yeah.
Okay, so when you lost the store, did Matt or Amin ever speak with you again, or you know?
No, even in the phone call last week when Matt was like, "I'm calling you because I consider you a friend," I said, first things first, friends don't threaten lawsuits to one another. They
Right.
don't leave you $500,000 in debt, and it's been a year and a half since you called me. So how is that a friendship?
When did so now we're gonna talk about Reckless Ben. When did Ben first contact you? Were you surprised to be in part two, or did Ben tell you
I,
you were going to
I
be?
wasn't in part two. I was in the American Fork, his response to American Fork
Oh,
Police
yep.
Department. I was surprised I was in there, but I did tell him like, go ahead and use any footage of me, whatever you need from me. I'll do it, brother. You need me go make phone calls. What do you want me to do? Like these guys are scum, and I want to help you in some way. Even if it's just my story, feel free to put me out there. I don't care if I'm on camera or not. And if they sue me, like they'll sue me. Who cares? And so I was surprised that he actually called me because he's very much like he is on camera, but he's actually really smart. I think a lot of people underestimate him. He's Man, he's got some things cooking, and I think you guys in part three will know a lot more about Ammon.
Oh, have
Um,
you seen part three, or do you know
I have
about?
not.
Okay,
I have
has
not.
Sheldon told you a little bit about it? Maybe.
No, Sheldon has not told me. Nobody's told
Okay.
me nothing. I can't confirm or deny the information I know. But but like I think you'll see more of the American Fork Police Department and their how terrible they are, and you'll see more of the CEO in the future
So,
because he's scum.
yeah, we have a bigger donate 1999 Doc Scrolls. You can't claim you're a legit business when you cannibalize the best PR you get for free. If they want success, this wouldn't have happened. Your store, yeah, it seemed like Brandon was just eating other stores, like
Yep.
Pac-Man. That's where I thought the Waka Waka comes from,
Yeah,
Pac-Man.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
like feeding his store, right? Even at the cost of, you know,
yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, right at one point in time, it was his store, or Brandon's store, right? He
But
was.
it made no sense to me because our numbers were awesome. Like I even got letters from corporate being like, "Congratulations on upping the sales by this percentage. No other store has been able to do that." Even though I wasn't making as much as some of the other stores, like our increase was solid. Like it was really going up. It wasn't like anything crazy. We weren't hitting near $1 million or anything like that, but because of the profitability and the way I was able to do things and the training I provided for the employees, our average ticket was high, so we didn't need as much customers as other people did, and like it's just I don't get why they cannibalized the store
What
when it was doing awesome.
would you ever open another store? Not just Legos, it's just like another store in general, retail.
Um, so my father and I will be going into business together, and we'll be opening something unrelated to brick and mortar.
Mhm.
But will have its own standing location. You guys will know about it as soon as I secure an investor. 'Cause for this one, I need like $5 million.
Oh, big business.
Yeah.
That's a big.
So
Yeah.
it's a bigger business. But if I were to ever open, like, I would love one of the things that I did for the store was make it a place people could hang out. That even if you didn't buy anything, there's a couch, you could sit, you could talk. I wanted to kind of bring back that comic book store vibe where like you could go there and spend the day and meet new people and like the law is the longer somebody stays in the store, the most likely they're gonna buy something.
Well,
You
we
know,
also sell like water and like
yeah,
Oreos and other like I
they could
mean
hang out.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a good place to hang out. Yeah.
yeah. So like, if I were to ever open a brick and mortar type or a collectible store, first I would make sure I have a ton of money. Second, I would own the land, and it would be my name only.
No
But
partners. Yep. Nope.
like I would be okay with partnership, but I'm not going franchise
Right.
ever again in terms of brick and mortar. Um, I'll go franchise like in other areas, but not collectible niche
So you basically
stores.
you're never gonna do this again. This type of brick and minifigs franchise.
Yeah, like unless it's like Lego and other collectibles, and I have a ton of money. Like I said, all those parameters
Yep.
have to align.
Are you surprised how often BAM's public statements shift? Did the May 21st, May 28th clarity and resolution, or the June 4th Johnston best resignation match what you experienced privately? So when they made the announcement that Josh and Brandon are gone, they resigned.
Yeah, so they got the announcement was June 4th. I was the first one to know on June 2nd.
Mm.
That's when I got the second phone call from Matt McNeff, and because I told him in the first phone call, I'm like, look, I'm not gonna try to help you, but I gotta tell you something. If you are being genuine, you gotta get rid of Josh and Brandon because they are scum, and they're at the heart of all this. But yeah, like it's insane that you guys are listening to these guys and not the public or other franchisees. Like they are ruining you. And I guarantee that Brandon. I told him I think that Brandon stole a bunch of stuff, and you guys don't know about it.
Which is the whole
Um,
U-Haul thing, right? That
yeah,
maybe.
yeah, and this was before like CoffeeZilla video came out,
Mhm.
right? And then he called me June 2nd at night, and he was like, "Hey, I just thought you'd like to know we parted ways with Josh and Brandon." I'm like, okay.
Oh, so
Then I
they
hung up.
called you. They called you before
They
the
called me.
blog came out.
Yeah, and then I called him back because I was kind of pissed. I was like, "Hey, what the freak was the point of that phone call? Why? I don't care what you do with them." And he was like, "I just thought you would like to know." I'm like, "All right." And he's like, "Is there like, have you thought about like if there's any other way we can, make things right with you or whatever?" And I was like, "Yeah, send me a check for 500 grand." I know they were gonna send me a dime.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, that would be great if I had that kind of money." And I'm like, "Oh, 300 stores
Yeah.
and you don't have that money?" Okay. And I'm like, "All right, well, goodbye." And then that was
Well,
it.
do you believe it's real? So they called you. Um, do you believe they actually resigned, or is it like a fake resignation type of deal? Did they really
Well,
cut ties?
they separated it from corporate,
Right.
but Brandon still owns Eugene location, so they didn't
Correct.
part way. Like he doesn't have a termination letter, as
So
far as I know.
you think it was mostly just PR then? It was kind of like legalese.
I think so. Again, like whatever they say to me, even if it is genuine, I can't even get myself to believe anything because I trust too much in people. That's a flaw of mine. I try to see like the goodness in people, but I um I think I think with everything that's happened, I would have to see like concrete proof that they actually feel sorry and or like reconcile completely and apologize. And even then, it's like, all right, like maybe you're just apologizing because you got screwed super hard by yourselves. And so yeah, it's I I don't give them any credit in terms of if I believe that it's true or not. So
So these phone calls, have you started like recording them on your end,
well,
or
the second one was very abrupt. It was like a minute or two, and the first one, he recorded it, at least
mm,
half of it, because he did want to have a genuine conversation with me. He's
mm.
like, "I'm stopping the recording and tell me about the uh what's it called, landlord situation." And who knows, maybe that's a tactic to screw me over so that there's no evidence of him knowing about this. I don't know, but I was so heated that I even saw the name McNeff on my phone. And I'm like, what the freak does this guy want? Like, so I pick it up, I go in the garage, I'm like, hello, and I'm trying to stay cool. I'm trying not
So you're
freaking.
not thinking, oh, I need to record this. You're
Oh,
just kind of in that
yeah,
state where like you're angry.
imagine all this stuff coming out. They know the story. They know I had dealings with Josh and Brandon, and they screwed me over. And I come out in a video for 5 seconds, they call me. Like I already assume like they're like pissed at me or something. So I'm like, what the freak you guys want, you know? And so my brain was not going like, let me record it. I was just like, I was just pissed. Uh, that's, and I feel like I kept my cool pretty well. I I I was just like, let me listen and see what's going on, and like I just wanted to make sure that my family was all right, they're protected, and
Right, right.
said the right things. So
that's the most important stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, so the Gormans, would it ever be possible for them to do that much? Do you believe corporate knew they were doing layaway and consignment?
There's no way for them to not know
Yes. Okay.
because not only did they have access to her bank accounts,
Mm-hmm.
they it also used to be a corporate location that they knew about the event because they did a consignment event for Brian. They knew about the $200,000 marketing campaign. They knew all this stuff, and like if she's not paying royalties, corporate immediately contacts you if like the payment didn't go through or you didn't pay. Like there was sometimes for some reason the ACH wouldn't go through,
Mm-hmm.
and they'd call me like 2 days later, like, hey, where's the royalties? And I think I paid one like late fee because it just kept not going through for like
Mm.
a week or two, and that was like they want their money, and again, you're corporate and you're dealing with somebody that you hired as an owner. You gave them a contract, and she was just a manager before, so she is well trained in your standards. And again, like she has had theft at that location
Right.
and break-ins. It's on Slack. All her communications on Slack, so they should know everything that's going on. Like they could see all our messages on Slack if it's not a direct message.
So, in your opinion, there's no way they could not have known that this
There's
200,000
no
came
there's no
in.
way. And also it doesn't matter because, like, as you know, when Brandon was over there, it's on the ring camera when their lackey over the phone says the consignment thing is a business thing and Brandon will take that over. Brandon never disputed that. He never said, wait, hold up, I don't know about this consignment. He just like, okay, turn off the phone, parted ways. So that's like a confirmation that's like they know about it and he'll take care of it. So now it's no longer her problem. It is corporate's problem or Brandon and Josh's problem.
Okay, so have you seen the pictures where they have the yellow sticker, which means it's Brian Menzel?
Yeah.
Why is the yellow sticker over the UPCs? Because then the scan gun cannot scan them. Is there like any reason they're doing that, or is it like sloppy? Why would they do that?
When I think it's sloppy, personally, because when they said that the employees need to look if there's a yellow sticker or whatever, like that means they were manually keeping track of every set that was being sold, which is
Okay.
not a really good way of tracking that.
Hmm.
Like if anything, you should have just printed out a new barcode to be like this is a Mansell set, so it tracks the POS system.
Yes, that would have
And
been
it could,
smarter. Yes.
yeah, that would have been more intelligent. But yeah, from what I could tell is that the yellow sticker is for hopefully the employee catches and writes it down on a note that like, hey, one of the sets were sold and this was the price.
Oh, it's
That
more.
to me is like the only way that sticker is viable because like the yellow sticker, like it's not a barcode, it's not nothing.
Right, yeah, it's kind of so yeah, it's nothing that makes so it wasn't like you got training to do this or the sticker meant
It's
something.
not gonna go into the system as a Mansell consignment sold item
Correct, that the
unless they
POS system's not going to read it as that.
manually change the name of that barcode to Mansell something.
They need a new barcode. Yes, they need a new
Yeah.
barcode just for
Well, they
Brian
could keep
Menzel.
they could keep the same barcode because the Heartland system is disconnected from everything. So if you've never gotten in that a certain product before, like one of the Magic the Gathering boxes, you have to scan it and manually put in the name and set number and all that. So unless they scan the product when they got in the inventory and then manually put this is a
Yeah, what it
Mansell
is. Yeah.
product, and then never, and if they got other sets like that, make sure that they aren't part of the Mansell which would be very complicated because then the same barcode is going to be the same way. Then yeah, like I think that yellow sticker is just sloppy work, my opinion.
Oh,
And
there,
again, I don't know the everything she did,
there's
but
a idea here, and I think it's an interesting idea that the sticker forces the employee to remove it before they scan it, and then by
well, that
removing the
that might be
sticker,
it.
they know it's from Brian Menzel. So that they're
But it
actually,
looks like sticker and the price tag was slightly above the barcode.
yes, I think it's like in random
Yeah.
places. Yeah. So, but the better way to
Mhm.
do it would be just to print out new stickers, new barcodes.
Oh yeah, just a new
That
barcode,
would
slap
been
it
yeah,
on.
that would have been what I would have done if it
Yeah.
was like, again, I've never taken consignment, but knowing
Yeah.
all of that, what is your read on it, and what questions would you be asking? I guess this is regarding Crystal. Like, is there anything in Crystal's story that you look at and you say that doesn't make sense to me
I
as the
would just
owner?
ask if everything the way she was doing it was how Matt and Ammon wanted it, because again, she was trained as a general manager.
Mhm.
So like my first GM that he stayed on for a month before he left and did his stuff. Like we still talk to this day. Um, like when I came on, I was like, this is also disorganized. Like this is confusing, but it's the way that corporate trained him and the training he had from the previous franchisee. So I would just ask just that simple question because then it's Bricks and Minifigs problem on how organized they are.
Yeah, it's
I
correct.
just ask,
So,
hey, Crystal, is this how they trained you? Is this how they like the numbers? They like how you keep all the documents? And if she says yes, then and again, it's another thing against Bricks and Minifigs because they suck at training, suck at keeping things organized.
so when you had a lawyer in California, there is a bricks. There's two, a free store owner in California, two in California, one in Utah. He was able to get out because of the California laws. In Florida, you don't have those laws. Was that ever explained to you by the lawyer how difficult it
So
would be to get out?
so if you look it was explained, but if you look at the details, it's the Messers case,
Yes, the master's
right? If you
case,
look at the
correct.
details, it's like no, there's certain because they had two stores, I think, in California, then they were able to use California law
Yes,
over Utah law.
correct.
Um, but it wasn't because of California law specifically. No. But fun fact, this is how I prove that they copy and paste templates. On my termination letter, it's entitled to Dear Mr. and Mrs. Messer.
Oh wow! So this was happening at the same time. So
It might not
uh,
have happened at the same time, but
similar time or
it
after.
looks like they didn't get a chance to send that termination letter to them. Then they
So they
just used
reused it.
copy
Yeah,
and
they
paste and
reused
changed
it.
it to my name. Yeah, and reused it.
Same lawyer, right? William Nash, Kelly Nash.
Oh yeah, the
On the term,
Dentons.
yeah, the
Yeah,
dentons,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's pretty
Same law firm.
interesting.
Lazy
So
people.
we heard Josh's role explained to as a corporate franchise seller. Um, what is like what to your knowledge? What was his role of the company, Josh Johnson?
I honestly don't know. I couldn't figure it out. Like it looked like he was the guy that you were supposed to talk to get information about the franchise because he lied constantly to people that were trying to get. And I was there, and I could confirm it with my employees and even the manager that they hired. That like people would call him and ask him like have about the franchise that people wanted to get into bricks and minifigs, and they would ask him, "Hey, has there ever been a store that failed or didn't hit the right numbers?" And he's like, "No, all like we have 100% success rate." And I'm like, "You bastard!"
Yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's
like
crazy.
you're
No, no
lying to
one, no, yeah,
people.
that's it's a very hard industry to be that 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
We heard that Brandon was employed as a third party inventory auditor, secret shopper. To your knowledge, was this his role? What was Brandon's role in all of this?
To my knowledge, at the time, Brandon was the one that was gonna own the location. He was gonna be in charge of it, the marketing up, assess the territory, that kind of stuff. In the franchise agreement, I've been going over it on my channel. I just been reading it. I'm not. I told them I'm not a lawyer, so like, another lawyer breaks
Yeah,
down
I
and
saw you read it
says that
last
I'm
night.
wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw you read it last night.
yeah. And like, hey, I don't envy lawyers. You guys are either psychopaths or
Mm.
somehow like
you have a level of autism that I can't reach because it's so boring. There's so much that I cannot like
Yeah,
that's what
it's a
it's
lot. It's
important
very
for
dense.
everybody to hire a lawyer. If you have a
No,
contract, hire a lawyer to make sense of it.
so when you
Um,
first started all of this, right? You didn't have a lawyer, right? Like tell you, oh, this is a bad idea.
no,
Don't
I
sign
actually
this.
did.
You did have a lawyer,
They
okay?
so the lawyers were like, there's a lot of vague language.
Hmm.
So like there, if they ever do anything that's nefarious, it'll be very easy
Yes,
or things to combat. But like all of it's very protective for the corporate side of things.
correct. Yeah.
So I was that's what I was told, and I went to multiple people, and they're like, yeah, this actually seems like a pretty standard franchise agreement. A lot of the language you'll see in similar franchise agreements. So I like yeah, like I trusted them.
Okay, so you
And
did
and
actually
again
get a
and
lawyer look at it.
yeah, and again, like Crystal's franchise agreement is like 350 pages. Mine is 85,
Correct. Yeah.
and it's even less than that because like some of the last pages are just if you open in New York, these are the laws you have to
It's specific
comply
to
with, like
state. Yeah,
stuff like
it's the same with
yeah,
Crystal. Crystal has some of that stuff too.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I guess in time, and this should be very concerning. In time, well, number one, people have different agreements, and number two,
Hmm.
the length of Crystal's agreement might be more controlling than the 85 pages, right? The more pages it is not really to your benefit.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we're almost. Thank you so much for your time. So what's
Yeah.
your actual first name? I don't know if I
It
or do you want to
is.
just call Last Relic? The Last Relic.
Oh, you could call me Relic. Yeah.
Okay, Relic. Yeah, I'll just call you Relic, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, if unless you want me call you your first
No,
name,
no.
of course.
Camelot. We're already on a first name basis. And he just
Oh,
refers to me
Camelot.
as
Yes,
Gabe.
I saw you on
Yeah,
Camelot.
yeah.
Yeah.
Camelot's great. Yeah, he just refers to me as Gabriel, Gabe.
Okay. Yeah. So
So yeah,
Camelot did the Carl Jobs interview that I talk about a lot. So.
yeah, yeah, but yeah, you could call me Relic. I'll answer to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Perfect. And it does help you with the brand, right? So there is some brand
yeah, yeah.
recognition. Yeah.
It's the last Relic, everybody.
The Last Relic. Yeah. Um, do you feel he was okay? So do you, Bam, Josh, choose vulnerable people to sell franchises in the hope? So okay, so do you feel that Bricks and Minifigs, Josh, that they are targeting people who are vulnerable? Maybe they're not good at business. They're hoping that the owner will default, and then they can like eat up the assets. Is that like so? Before talking to you, I thought you were like kind of a Crystal type, maybe not good at, but I obviously now know that you're pretty good at business, right? So when we
Thank you.
initially talked in the chat, I assumed that you didn't carry any Disney product. I was like, wow, even if you
Yeah,
hate
yeah.
Disney, you still got to carry it because it's
Oh
you
yeah, I
got
had
sales,
Disney
right?
canceled Missy Mouse,
Yeah, yeah,
princesses, of
yeah,
course.
yeah, yeah. So that yeah, I remember you didn't do trade-ins for Disney or something, but like but the out of context, what you mean is Disney Star Wars, not
Yeah, yeah,
Disney like
and
princesses. Yeah, that's
and
what
it's
I understood now.
also yeah that so like obviously I misspoke, but I understood the context of the channel I was on. It's the Star
Yes,
Wars
correct.
channel,
So
you know.
everyone there knows
Uh,
Star Wars. Yes, correct. So out of
yeah, yeah.
context,
So
yeah.
I was doing the interview for them,
So everyone there
and
in
if
chat
anybody sees
knows.
it,
Yeah.
great. Like yeah, I feel like they all understood that it was Disney,
Okay.
Star Wars. But yeah, like I I I'm not an idiot, you know. Like there's certain products that, for instance, new in box will sell that out of the box will never sell at individual locations. Or like I said, architecture, we'll buy it, but we're gonna get like 90% profit from that because it's gonna sit on our shelves for like 2 years.
Right. So
You
you
know,
feel like
so
you were capable of running a successful franchise business, had they weren't targeting you because you were vulnerable in any way, right? They gave you not you did view it as like an opportunity, and you did have success in the opportunity
yeah,
until it
I
all
feel
kind
like
of
they used our personal relationship against me.
okay.
That's what I feel like was used. Because I went in good faith of like talking to him, and I think just like Crystal did, like she just wanted information what it
Oh
would
well,
look like.
so vulnerable can mean something different. So I have a comment here, and they say
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I recall Relic saying that they're afraid of bringing franchise owners with deep pockets. So the franchise owners I've all talked to are a family owned. This is their like business. Their life savings are put into it. This would be. Are there any franchisees who are just like wealthy, who could afford lawyers to battle them?
I don't know if there still are today. When I came on, there were, and what was hurting their brand at the time was like these guys actually didn't care about bricks and minifigs. They would utilize like a loss on that business
for tax purposes. Yeah.
For tax purposes with their other businesses. So I've said that like it's possible they didn't want me to bring on a lawyer because, or not a lawyer, an investor, because investors have their own lawyers and deep pockets. Then they would have to fight me and the investor.
Yeah.
So that was my thinking of like that's the possibility of why they wouldn't want me to bring on an investor or be scared to.
What they tell Brian Menzel is, you can sue us, but it'll cost you a lot of money, so don't sue us. That's what they tell Reckless Ben. That's what they told Crystal. That seems to be the kind of like, okay, you can sue us if you want, but good luck with the lawyer fees.
Yeah, we're gonna drag it out.
We're gonna drag it. Yes. Did they ever tell you they were gonna drag it out? And
no, it was they didn't even use the word sue. They said this is not, if you get yourself involved, it's not gonna be good for you.
Okay, so that's the language. Specifically, it's more of a vague.
Yeah, but like, what does that mean? Like, come on, like, it means you're gonna sue me if I get myself involved. Yeah.
Did you know that Josh wanted to own 25 or 50 stores? This was on another channel, Amasaurus.
Yeah.
She was actually at the franchise opening that Josh attended. Were you aware of that video before, or?
Not before, like, no. So she released that video, like, I think after part 2.
Oh, after. Okay, so because there was an old video.
Yeah, so it's a newer video. Emma Soros, she was a huge Bricks and Minifigs fan, massive. She did like the song Bricks and Minifigs, all that.
Oh, see, this is a song. Okay.
And so they would shop at their local Bricks and Minifigs quite a bit. So I was surprised that she only made one video. She has 1 million subscribers now, but she also is a new mom, so congratulations to her. So that was like the first time I ever heard Josh and Brandon saying they want to own 25 to 50 locations.
Were you surprised?
I did watch the video. I was surprised because I'm like, it would have been more accurate if they said they want to gut 50 locations.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know, but like it made more sense that they were rescuing stores instead of opening their own. Because from what I could tell, they haven't opened their own store anywhere.
They're just cannibalizing, and yeah.
Because I believe the Eugene location is the biggest location, and it was the first Bricks and Minifigs to ever exist.
That's why maybe they're propping it up, because it makes the numbers seem good. So that's.
Well, yeah, they made like, I think they made $950,000 in sales one year. I don't know if they ever hit 1 million.
So that's like the you know, when you go to like a model home, right? That's the model home. That everyone looks like that's really good, has all the extras, right? Then you go to your home and doesn't have any of the extras, and it's like, oh, you have to add on. Yeah. Did BAM ever threaten you with a criminal like RICO or I guess civil? So I guess you answered this question. They never threatened to sue you, right? Like the way they did with Ben Snyder.
Yeah, they didn't use the word sue. They just said it's not going to be good for me if I get myself involved. But I'm like, I'm going to tell my story. I don't care what you guys do.
So are you aware other former owners are suing? There is a Cooper Plastic Palette. There's a Messer Law, Gorman, and a Kilma. Would you connect with them or be a witness for them if...
Yeah, like I'll be a witness, no problem. I'll be a witness, like I'll tell this entire, I'll show all the videos. I'll show your video on this channel. Be like, here's the interview, and because everything I said, none of it's inconsistent because it's just the truth. Like I said, somebody asked if I could prove everything, and I told them like that's very healthy question to ask because people could just be making up stuff. But I'm trying everything I can to solidify my story. I brought in a former employee of mine. I sent information to the right people that can help with the case. Like I have the numbers. Other Bricks and Minifigs could at least confirm my numbers, my involvement. But yeah, like if I could be like a character witness, no, I will definitely do that. Nobody has reached out to me to be a part of their lawsuit. I think one of the I don't want to hurt anybody's lawsuit because the
Right.
other thing is
Oh, we lost him. Maybe it's my internet.
their lawsuit. Here's crap. Uh, but let me know when we're back.
I can hear you. I can always hear you, but
Okay.
then the visual is like takes a little longer.
Sorry, people. That's on me.
I
But
think it's on me. I don't
the
know.
yeah, like well, I I'd be worried about hurting their lawsuit.
Okay.
Because they have all the evidence, and I don't know if they'll ever give me the evidence of our phone calls, transcripts, emails. You know. Um, yeah. And also, I don't believe I could win against them. I believe Reckless Band can, but I don't. I personally don't believe in the legal system. I believe with everything that's happened to me, I believe that if you are dishonest and have the most money, you'll win.
Do you believe Crystal?
That's me.
Do you believe Crystal can win against them? Because there's a lawsuit. Crystal. Have you seen? You looked into it?
I've seen some of it. The toy bounty hunters are, if you know their channel, they're doing a great job going through all the suits in the American Fork Police Department. Um, I think she has a good shot of winning because the story is connected to her. So with all the PR she's getting and everybody breaking things down, even if I think the one thing she has going for is that she was trained by corporate.
Okay, so that's something that
And
is like really important to know because that's something I haven't really highlighted. That she was a manager, meaning she actually operated in the store and knew how things should operate, and
so yeah, because like to me, it's like even if we disagree on her business practices
yeah,
or criticize them, technically those are Bricks and Minifigs business practices because were cool with how she was doing things.
correct. So it was a corporate location. They had more control of it. They even had their names on the rent is still at the time. They, you know, yeah, that does make sense to me. Like, if something was wrong with any location, it would be that location which they owned. Their names were on the lease.
Yeah.
They would know something is up, and then they would either kick Crystal out at that point or retrain her or something like that. So even if they weren't directly approving of like the consignment and the layaway, they clearly knew about it.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't appear in the point of sale system, because
They also had access to her accounts,
correct,
like her
yes.
banking, so they could control the banking.
Yeah,
that's another important thing to notice. Yeah.
That's a really good point. What outcome would make you whole, or what is the best outcome for you personally out of this?
$30 million.
$30 million.
No, the best outcome is Ben winning.
Ben winning. Okay.
I think like exposing. I want the truth. Like I've told people, it would be great content if it was very climactic. If they settle, I'm okay with that too because it's about Brian being whole and them paying damages, all the emotional damage that he's gone through
Yes.
this entire time. Because it's more than 200,000 at this point. They got to pay him more than that. And Ben winning all his cases.
Yeah, criminal especially. Yeah.
This is a guy that was. You might not like his tactics, his creative tactics, but again, he's not as stupid as a lot of people are trying to make him be out to be. He's actually very smart, and he is the only one that had the balls to keep going and expose this. No Lego YouTuber did this.
Yeah, you are so right. You are so. Yeah. He's not even in the Lego space. He's in like the haunted home, like exposing.
He doesn't have to do this. As soon as he got arrested, he could have been like, "My bad, I'm backing off." He's still going. So that would be my.
So you make a very good point about like no Lego YouTube. Like, are you surprised? None of the okay, so they have another contact. Have you ever contacted a guy called Kai Sullivan? That's
the corporate guy.
That's the corporate guy on the phone with Brandon.
I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know if I ever had conversations with him because he was still part of corporate when I got out or left. I don't know if he's the one that set up like store tours because sometimes like a few times of the year we're supposed to like either they come out to take a look at the store, see if it's like to their standard, or we film it FaceTime and film every detail. So I don't know if I've had the pleasure of calling him or talking to him in that
Yeah.
sense, but never of like him threatening me or calling me.
So going back to the
Um,
Lego
yeah.
thing, what was like? So Bricks and Minifigs, they worked with a lot of YouTubers in this space, right?
Mhm.
So they had a good
Yeah.
reputation, and people were singing and dancing songs to them. And are you at all shocked that not one of them like called them out before the reckless spend situation? Like, is it like what is that type of like? I
It,
imagine they were reached out by franchisees saying, "Hey, something's wrong. Something's wrong."
again, they it's cowardice.
Okay,
They want their money. They
right.
wanna they believe that the big guy's gonna win regardless if he's
Correct.
dishonest or
Yes,
not.
correct. Yes.
Like like they are looking out for number one. They don't care about the little guy.
Yeah.
So that's my feeling to it because it makes no sense. Like what if a big company is doing something wrong to somebody, why not at least speak up, put out an opinion? Hey, I heard this.
Yes.
This makes me sad. Like you don't have to stop doing your content, but like talk about it. It's your sphere.
Right, because no one
It's
talked about like this at all before
yeah,
Reckless Ben came out, and then obviously exploded into like, oh, this is a good one for you.
yeah.
It's rare to find such good honesty and integrity in a person. Relic is definitely one of those. Um,
Thank you.
so Relic, you have a wife and 3 kids, right? If you
Yes.
send me your Venmo, I'll send you some money for my gift to you. For
Dude,
like
you don't
a
have to
nice
do
meal.
that, man.
I no, I mean, uh. It's my treat. My AirPods are gone now, so it's probably repeating. I'll probably have to go a little faster. That tells me the time.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, send me your Venmo. Like, you guys can go somewhere. People have donated enough money for me to send you something.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. How much of a difference could having a direct deal with the Lego Group have made on your margins? Would it surprise you if a deal was in place?
Like a direct deal with Lego would have been a dream because, well, we don't know how Lego would have made their deals because they're greedy. They want all the money. But like if you look at they don't really release a whole lot of numbers, but if you dig deep enough, you can figure out how much it costs them to make a single Lego brick, the plastic they use, all that stuff. They have margins on some of the profit margins are like 90%, 95% on a product. That's like you'd be surprised on their margins.
Hmm.
Okay, like the how much they follow the worst economies. They don't follow like let's say the economy of Australia sucks and so like they have to put the price up because of that economy. That's gonna go for everywhere.
Oh,
So the price is gonna go up everywhere. US, Brazil, wherever Lego is. If something went up,
oh.
they're gonna go up
So
everywhere.
I guess the scoop is now they have a deal directly with Lego Group. Um, is that
So
going to
they
really like help their business a lot?
yeah, if you have a deal directly with Lego Group, then you're like almost the official franchise of Lego.
Correct. Yes.
If you have a direct deal, like you could like they said they're an approved Lego reseller,
That's what they say.
right?
Yeah.
And then in their website it says that they're not affiliated with Lego. Okay, fair enough. But it's like what kind of contracts, what kind of relationships you got? From what I understand is that their plan was to grow so big, Lego had to recognize them and then sit down with them and start having Lego as the vendor. Maybe make deals, maybe have exclusive sets in the
But
individual
that's
bricks and minifigs.
maybe does this kind of explain? So Lego, and this happened this year. Could they be trying to get rid of like franchisees? Like, so Lego will obviously have Lego standards, right?
Mhm.
Um, could that be what they were trying to do? Is trying to like get rid of the franchisees that were not the template. Like you said, you were trying to do things on another way. You had the YouTube. Crystal was trying to do things her way. Oh, Doc Scrooge donated $9.99. For him, do it, lady. You deserve a crack at it. So that's his thing. That's his. Um, you have Discord right now, right? I'm going to. So
Yeah.
I'm going to. we'll talk a little bit more about family, community. I'm going to Venmo you the money now. Can you go on Discord and just send me your thing? I do this on.
Yeah.
Oh, there's BBQ. Oh, BBQ's just happy
BBQ.
birthday. Yeah, you watch BBQ, right? His stuff is fire. I told BBQ
BBQ's a solid guy.
if he lives, it's like all over, like for everyone else, like yeah. So yeah, if you can just
Shout out to BBQ. He's
yeah,
been on top of it.
shout out to
he's doing
BBQ.
good, great videos.
BBQ has not interviewed you, right? There's only one video
Well,
I didn't watch of his. Which
We,
is
we
like,
got on the same stream at the Toy Bounty Hunters.
Oh, okay. So that was
YouTube
his stream.
channel, solid channel. Like, I still haven't messaged BBQ, but we haven't had like a full interview or anything yet. But
No, he's very friendly.
BBQ.
Yeah,
Well,
he's very friendly.
super nice guy. We'll definitely get in contact. I think here is my Venmo.
Okay, so I'm waiting. I'm on the Discord on our private group. Oh, I see you typing. So what did the store mean to your family, community, livelihood? While I can do this on the spare time.
Here, I sent it.
Oh, Colin says he can connect you with BBQ.
Okay, fantastic. I think I'm supposed to message him on Twitter. I hate Twitter.
I do not.
I even hate Discord.
I
hate Discord, and when
like
Colin was
eventually, like what you're gonna find out is like you really need a team of people to help you. Like,
I've noticed you got a good team.
Yeah, I don't like do half the things. Everyone's like, oh, you know, you need to do this and do this, and actually, I'm trying to figure out like how to pay. Like, I never use Venmo. I use Venmo for one person. But you keep talking.
No, so what it meant to my family, like at the time, one of the reasons I was looking to buy the power washing cleaning company and mold work and stuff, it's we were going through a tough time because we moved when we were in Utah. We lived in Utah before Florida around 6 years ago. My first son, he was like 7 months old. It was height of COVID. We were buying a house.
So, okay, this money is to take your wife and your kids if you want. Again, maybe it's a date for you, just your wife. So I see the picture. You look different, but you also have your wife. You also have your wife in the picture, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, there we go. So let me know if there's any problems. I think it should be complete. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's you. You look, yeah, it's much younger, and then I see your wife who is
different haircut.
Asian. You're dressed up nicely, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was at a wedding. Confirmed she's Asiin.
Yes, I confirm. Yes, I see a picture.
I wasn't trying to get Asian points.
Yeah, yeah. You gotta tailor your the video to the audience, right?
Yeah.
but yeah, that's for you and her to have a good dinner, or for whatever you want to use it. Yeah. Let me know if you got it. I think it's.
I'll look right now. I haven't got it yet, but it might just take a minute to load. I'll keep you informed. But
yeah, let me know. Yeah.
So we realized our loan officer was asking us to wire him money, and luckily my dad's a really good realtor, and he found out that the loan officer was stealing our money, so we were no longer approved to buy a house. The interest rates were going up every week.
Wow.
And we were no longer approved, and we were going to be like homeless in a week because we already informed our apartment that we're moving out.
How fast does Venmo get the money? Very fast, right?
Yeah, very fast.
Okay, hold on a second. I don't know. I don't use Venmo, so if I send you to you again, just keep it. But I don't think I sent it. I do not use Venmo, so I have no idea.
Don't even worry about it, brother. But I'll let you know. Like, but yeah. Anyways, So then my parents were out here in Florida, and I was working at GNC at the time, and one of my jobs was to put
check again.
To put stores from the red back into the black and
I see it pairing. Now, if it double appears, just keep the extra 100. That's for me. But if it's a single pair, that's.
I got a single pair. Thank you so much, brother.
No, have a good dinner, and thanks, Doc Scroll. He donated 100, but they take 30%, so I added 30%. So that's from me to you.
Thank you so much, man. That's awesome. Thank you, Doc Scroll.
Yeah. Doc Scroll. Sometimes I pronounce words like really, really poorly.
I know what you mean, man. But so when I got my job transferred over here, and we lived with my parents for like a month or two, and I was able to buy a house. And then, um, like 2 months after buying the house, and I was working like 100 hours a week, I got a new boss, and she didn't like me. She tried to like the
Mm,
first 3 minutes of meeting her, she tried to write me up for I think my shoes. Um, and my wife is the one that found out she was out to get me because every time I in trouble or something, I try to look at myself, be like, okay, what could I have done better? What did I do wrong?
mm.
'Cause a month later, she fired me. But my wife looked at like Indeed, like she put up my position the day she met me.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And the reason she used to fire me was my one of my employees on a Sunday got into a car accident and she couldn't make it to the store, and the
Right.
store was only open half day. She told me like at the last hour because it's a car accident, so it didn't open. So the next day she was there to like send me home, and I was like,
That
oh,
sucks. Yeah. So
all
I
right,
mean,
yeah. But and then it was just really hard to find a job after that. I applied for over 200 applications, and I was like, well, I the only way for me to go on is to start my own thing or buy something, and that's the only way I was making money. So then found that opportunity with the car wash and cleaning. Then I found bricks and minifigs, and when I got bricks and minifigs, man, it meant the world because it meant like I had the knowledge and there was hope, and like we were making money, we were doing well. I was able to send my wife to Korea for the first time
oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
since our
that's
marriage.
must have
Yeah,
been really nice.
and she just became a citizen this year, so
Oh,
that's awesome too.
congratulations! Yeah,
Yeah,
congratulations
yeah,
to her.
yeah. And like unfortunately, I wish I worked harder because like her grandmother is the one that mainly raised her
Yeah.
because her father passed away when she was 8, so her mother had to go in the workforce, and her grandmother took care of her. She was 98 years old, and we bought the tickets when she was still alive, but it was like a week before she flew out
Oh,
that she
okay.
passed away. So that was like I'm gonna have to carry that forever. That I didn't work hard enough to send her to Korea earlier. But then I went later um, to be in Korea for. I got to be in Korea for a month. It was
Well,
great,
that's cool.
and yeah, Korea was an amazing experience.
So I guess what has this cost you financially, personally? Where are you now? And
Uh, uh, so I did take again. I'm not dumb. I didn't take all the money out of my house. I did take some money out of my house to invest. It left me not in ruins. I am so blessed. I never had to file bankruptcy. And one of the main contributors is just me being honest. I just always try to be an honest person. I screw up a lot. I sometimes say uh, the wrong things because the way I talk, I'm very aggressive, I guess, especially in English. So you might all you have to do is like ask me what I meant by that.
so
Not because of this
in
stream, but because I messed up
no
at work where somebody thought I
in
was like pissed with them.
in Hong Kong. So my
Yeah.
parents lived in Hong Kong. If you don't understand Mandarin, it seems like you're just yelling at each other
Yeah, yeah,
nonstop. But that's just how people talk
yeah,
in Mandarin. But if you didn't
yeah.
know
And
Mandarin,
Cantonese.
in Cantonese,
Yeah.
same thing. It just seems like you're yelling all the time, and that's how
Yeah.
the
So
talk,
do you
right?
speak Cantonese?
My wife does. My wife is from China, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Awesome.
she
From
speaks
Guangzhou?
Cantonese. I
'Cause I know they
don't.
speak Cantonese in Guangzhou province
Yeah, it's
and
probably
Hong
Guangzhou.
Kong.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like I like Cantonese is way harder than Mandarin.
I
I'm
don't
not
speak
even gonna try.
Cantonese. Yeah,
Yeah.
I only speak Mandarin. And
我的中文不好.
oh, hi K, hi K. we
So like
yeah, go ahead.
what you'd have to teach me more Mandarin because
I will.
my
I will
Mandarin
sometime.
sucks.
Yeah.
It used to be good. It used to be decent. I met my wife, but now I was
Well,
too
now
lazy.
you know South Korean, so you
Yeah,
should
I
learn
can
Korean.
still read pinyin
Yeah.
and stuff, but yeah, but um uh yeah, like the so what? Sorry, what were we talking about?
Oh,
I
so
kind of
there's
lost
a
my
few
train of thought.
questions. What has this cost you
Oh,
financially,
so yeah,
personally,
that
and where are you
like
now?
I I need more hours at my work.
Hmm.
Luckily, I got monetized, so that has helped a little bit. It's been really great. But yeah, like I didn't get any compensation for losing the store. They just took it from me. They left me with zero, nothing, and I still work at a restaurant. If you guys ever want me to serve you some Brazilian meats to your table,
Oh, is
go
it
to
Choco
the.
de Fo? Choco de
It's
Fogo de
a
Chao or something like that?
it's Rodizio Grill.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
something similar. Yeah.
Rodizio Grill is the first Brazilian steakhouse ever in the United States. They came
Is
here
it
in
the
'95.
buffet? Is it a buffet?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah. I love
I'm
those places.
I've been the grill master before. I serve the tables. So if anybody's in Florida and go to Wesley Chapel Rodizio Grill, I will serve you, especially on the weekends. I'm there on Saturdays and Fridays for sure. So on after 6 for sure. But yeah, like I'll take care of you, cut you good meats. But yeah, so I'm working at the restaurant. I'm doing YouTube. I have other things that I'm planning on doing. Like I said before, me and my father want to go in business together, and yeah, and I have other business ideas, but I need monies. I need capital.
So it financially set you back, but at least you can take care of your family now.
Yeah, yeah.
You've recovered
I
at this
started
point
over
in time.
from yeah, I started over from zero financially, but we have a roof over our head, clothes on our back, food on the table.
Okay,
So
that's good to hear.
I know how to work.
That's good. That's good to hear. So what do you want? So last question. What do you want people who shop at Bricks and Minifigs? Oh, we have one more question. Second last question. What do you want people who shop at Bricks and Minifigs to understand?
Well, just do your due diligence and you make your own decision because there are innocent franchise owners, and like they are under the guise of trusting these people. So don't take it out on them, but also understand that you're paying royalties and you are supporting a corrupt company, even if you're supporting these owners, but they still don't deserve the backlash. So it's up to you on what you want to do, and a lot of store owners do deserve like your business, and just unfortunately with Bricks and Minifigs. So that's just and I want you guys to understand that like because it's a big corporation. Look at Reckless Ben's example. You could stand up and do your part. Even if it's small, like as small as you might think you are, you can always make a difference. So,
and
that's it.
Is there anything else you feel like we missed or you would like to touch on? I guess this is your time. I'll have your channel pulled up here. Maybe promote your channel, maybe a little bit. Is there anything else that you want to talk about?
What's funny? After every stream ends, that's when I remember some new information.
Else, yeah.
Like literally yesterday at the stream is when I remembered that I actually asked Matt and Amin to send me a list of people that
potential investors,
potential
interested.
Investors. Like I can't believe I haven't said that in any of the stories. But yeah, like nothing that I could think of off the top of my head. Like if you come to my channel, I'm very outspoken. I don't speak very professionally. As you guys saw in the first video you reacted to. But yeah, but my heart is always in the right place.
Yes,
I come from a place of like
part, yeah.
I come from a place of like, hey, I will never get offended by words. If you stab me or shoot at me, I might get offended.
Yeah, a little bit.
But words can't really hurt me. So again, if they hurt you, it sucks. I will be saying whatever I want to say, and I will give my opinion, but it'll always be honest, and nothing will come from a place of malice.
Okay.
But it will be funny.
Well, thank you, Last Relic. Hopefully we'll have you on some other times as this develops and goes on. Definitely, thanks to Colin. Colin, I think you know Colin from social media.
He's very
He's
nice.
everywhere, right? Thanks for spending time with us today, and we'll keep in touch. And yeah, I mean, good luck with everything.
Oh, thank you. And if there's anything else I can do, you let me know. I know Colin asked me for some stuff. I'm seeing if I could get it to him. But if there's something else I can help with, you just let me know. I don't even have to be on stream. As long as it can help with the situation of Reckless Ben, I'm willing to do that.
Oh, absolutely. Take care. Bye, Relic.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so that was a very good interview. So that was a cool interview. I thought that went very well. He's a nice guy. I think maybe I misunderstood. So I'll take responsibility for that. I think I misunderstood that. I've So tomorrow, we may have a guest on. We may not have a guest on. Denons, yes, I heard about Denons. Unfortunately, I heard about Denons. So today is going to be a tough day. We'll see what happens. Let me pull it up to make sure. But I guess multiple people told me Denons has won. So he's won part of it, not all of it. Motion for, and I feel like now I can release the audio because it won't affect it, right? Let's take a look. Civil minutes general. Okay. So what is the decision throughout the defendant's live stream? It looks... Is it a copy and paste? Oh, thank you, Tiff Marie. We can announce tomorrow's guest. Okay, tomorrow's guest is going to be Tyler from Tyler Productions. I'm fairly certain this is Tyler. Is this Tyler? No. So, tomorrow's guest is... I thought his name was Tyler Productions. Is this Tyler or no? Because someone confirm. Tyler, yeah, it's maybe time for reenactment time. Because I have to read this. This is the first time I heard this. I fully expect it to be appealed. Further foregoing, the court grants defendant's motion for judge. So yes, he did win. She did win. This is very, very weird, in my opinion. And I'll just say, in my opinion, I think the judge is wrong. I think the H-free snark judge is correct. And I don't know. I have to read it. We'll have a video about it tomorrow. Oh, Tyler Production. Okay. Duh. So tomorrow we have a very exciting guest. Shout out to Colin for putting on all the work. There's like a million Tyler Production. Oh, Tyler's Production. Okay, so this is Tyler. Shout out to Tyler. I guess we can announce it. He's this guy. We can talk about the next step. I said, we will do it. And we will do it. I promise you that. I A, have to read it, and B, I have to tell my wife, I had to do this again. So today's my birthday. Should I be covering Denons on my birthday? I don't know. It's just the nuke. Yeah, not everything. Just the nuke, not the countdown. But yes, thanks to Colin's really hard work. Colin's been out there hitting the pavement. God, yeah, the snarkers are going to eat this alive. I don't even want to see my old videos, but I stand by everything I said. I stand by everything I said. Now if the judge is judge talking about Hassan Piker, Hezbollah, I think two things. I think the judge is really political. I think the judge is really, really... I know H-Free is on vacation as well, or on break right now. So if I don't make the video, no one else is going to make the video. Legal Mindset, not going to make a video. Asmongo, not going to make a video. Most Critical, not going to make a video. Oh, thank you, Infexus. I really appreciate it. I didn't want to read chat as much when we're having an interview, because I feel like it disrupts the interview. So now that you guys are here, I can read chat more. Because I feel like, it kind of disrupts the interview. So I don't know if I want to do it or not. But I know it's important to a lot of people that we do it. Especially on the... obviously, it's important to snarkers as well. I'm not going to lie about that. Oh, geez. Yeah, it's kind of like this thing where I have to read it. It's 20 pages. I don't really understand, based on the recording I have, how so here, so they talk about the oral thing. Plaintiffs argued that due to defendant's hate watching, so I guess he doesn't care about hate watching. So that argument, yeah, it's an interesting argument. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing, but I know tomorrow what we are doing, right? I know tomorrow we are talking to Tyler. Tyler is the guy who got pulled over for heroin. He's the guy who got pulled over for the stop sign, where he didn't fully stop. He's the guy in Utah who's constantly getting pulled over left and right. So if you have any questions for Tyler, this is his video. Lego scandal got me arrested. Oh, birthday twins. Happy birthday to you, Mark, as well, right? Fantano's video about this. No, I have not. Yeah, I think this is, I mean, thank you, Colin. I think we will have a great video. I think we will have a great video scheduled tomorrow. I will make a games time decision tonight. If we do go live, it'll be 8 p.m. Yeah, Tyler is, I mean, Tyler lives in Utah. He lives in this neighborhood. He has to deal with the American Fork Police every day. So Tyler is, not only the stopping at a stop sign, he was guilty of, quote, heroin. And the dog realized there was heroin, right? Yeah, check him out. If you have any questions for him, let me know, because I think he's coming on tomorrow. Fingers crossed. I trust Colin. But we did, okay, last thing before we get off here. If Spineless Ben comes on, I will treat him to a meal. Let me repeat this again. If Spineless Ben comes on, I will send him $100. We can go on a date. He can buy a meal for himself. He can buy some whatever he wants, camera equipment, whatever. I don't care. Let's try to get him on. Okay. Anyway, thanks so much for spending my birthday for me. I really enjoyed 50,000. That's really amazing, right? That is really, really amazing. So thanks everyone for hanging out with us and all of this stuff, right? Maybe we'll do tomorrow. Maybe we'll do tonight. We're definitely going to do tomorrow. Maybe we'll do tonight. Anyway, bye guys. Oh yeah, that's if he already doesn't have other dates lined up, of course.